this meal, bitch.
Yeah. The Church of What's Happening Now is presented by On It. The show is brought to you by Texture. The Texture app lets you tap into the world's most popular magazines anytime, anywhere using your smartphone or tablet, and get a free trial when you go to texture.com/Joey. That's right, our listeners get a free trial at texture.com/Joey. The show is also brought to you by MeUndies. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now to get 20% off of your first order of all of their men's and women's underwear, t-shirts, socks, and much, much more. I love their sweatpants and their shorts. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey to get 20% off of your first order.
You're sitting there thinking about who won, who's the president, what am I going to do? Don't do dick, all right? Uncle Joey's here, never fear. Church of What's Happening Now. My little Goomba Lee Syatt. My main man Nick Turturro.
Right. Good to be here.
Wednesday.
Election night.
November 10th. November 9th. Kick it, Emil Lee. Kick it, kick it, kick it. I want the speakers blown out, Lee. I'm taking you back, motherfuckers, to the Jersey Shore. Summer of '84. People sucking dick, condoms blowing up. Are you kidding me or what?
Oh, yeah. Long Island. Uncle Sam's. Feathers, $8, Tuesday night.
Montego Bay, the fucking Red Devils, an Alabama Slammer and a Kamikaze put together. 2 Quaaludes and 2 of those, it's over.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning with a missing shoe, you know what I'm saying?
Those were good times.
Kick that motherfucking muley. All night, fashion. What?
Yeah. Oh. Right in the fucking car.
Take it, you filthy animal. There you go. Take it like a man.
Go deep.
Deep.
Ooh. Ah.
Are you fucking kidding me or what? You landed on the right motherfucking podcast. You know what I'm saying? The Church of What's Happening Now. Whatever the fuck happens tonight. Listen, we're doing a podcast Tuesday night, but obviously you went to bed early. You're a normal human, or you're sitting there crying in your vodka tonic doing coke. What am I gonna do? President Trump. Listen, I tell you once, I tell you 1,000 times. You gotta keep doing what you've been doing. You think when fucking Fidel took over Castro, these people? No, there was no more. There was no thought. You had one fucking option. So, for you people who are looking to split, I got travel agents and contacts all over the world. Remember, I was always looking to split too. But where the fuck are you gonna go? You know what I'm saying?
They say it every election. No one's gonna do that.
And like I said before, you know, we sit here in California, and even California. Come on, you ever get stuck on Burbank Boulevard? You're thinking you're in fucking hell.
Yeah.
You know when you go get the chicken teriyaki? You ever park there and just look around? You're like, this is California. This ain't California. This could be Bayonne, New Jersey.
It's true.
There's parts here that look like fucking hell hit it. But the people who are in the nicer parts, you know, they just see their neighborhood and they see their nice little grammar schools and their nice little white teachers and stuff.
Right.
You know, when I travel, I go to places like Pittsburgh, where I went as a kid. When I was a kid, I went to the 4th grade with Jackie Hernandez, his nephew. Octavio Fernandez, and he used to get tickets, and we'd go up to the Pittsburgh games whenever we wanted, and whenever the Pittsburgh Pirates came to Shea, we were front and center. Fucking, we knew fucking Jackie Hernandez, the shortstop with the fucking afro under the hat. And I remember going up there and looking at those bars and going, someday I'm going to be able to come up here. Look at this city, it's alive. People talk about New York City, Buffalo, New York. There were Syracuse, Rochester. These are all cities, guys, that had tons of from Fisher Price to this, to Nabisco, to this, to that. I don't even know. Right. I don't even know. And all of a sudden, one day they all shut down. Those jobs went to somebody else.
Yeah.
And like we discussed before the show, these were people that, you know,
The heart and soul of America,
Yeah,
right?
your son's no fucking genius. You know, he's too stupid to be a Marine, and he's too stupid to go to college. He's either gonna fucking weld fucking doors, or he's gonna go work with his dad. You know,
Right.
these are people. These are fucking generations of people that have these jobs, and they took them away. You know, I heard Buffalo. You know, Buffalo baseball, for example, the Buffalo
Bisons.
They're
Yeah.
number one in attendance since fucking Jesus wore fucking short skirts. And
They got
shit.
nothing else there, right? Well,
You know, but still, you
Yeah.
got Canada, you got the waterfall. Buffalo's a beautiful city. It's made a little bit of a comeback, but not the heyday where they were. And this is why it doesn't surprise me. You know, Michigan. Go to Michigan, Grand Rapids.
yeah.
They're losing their fucking jobs making cars, right? They don't make no fucking cars no more.
Yeah, but do you ever think this country will, be what it once was? That those places will come back and thrive again, and that
No.
America will be like? I don't think so.
Well,
I mean,
part
you're
of
not-
me says yes, not because of a president, okay?
right?
Not because of a president, but because of commerce. Hopefully, more businesses open up back up in those areas. It's very tough to open up a business right now.
Oh yeah.
It's very tough.
Come on, you walk on Ventura Boulevard. Everything is for lease. Everything is for rent. People can't make it. They can't make it out here. People are struggling everywhere. You know, it ain't no joke. It's not that we're. It's got to be better. It's got to
You know,
get better.
the people where we live, they're all like in shock of what's going on at this point. At this point, we have no president yet. You know, we're still in limbo. Trump's winning. Trump's losing. You know, who the fuck knows? Like I said, I'm not here to upset nobody or nothing like this. You have to see this for what it is.
Yeah.
Michael Moore isn't someone who I am a huge fan of. I liked him at the beginning, but then I found out some stuff about him that made me not like him. But he said this thing that was really, it really made me understand Trump, because I come from a very democratic place. And he said it's people who feel like they have nothing left, and they're angry, and he's saying fuck you to them. And I understand that. Like, luckily I'm not in a terrible position, so I don't feel that hopeless. I don't feel hopeless or scared like he's saying those people feel. But I can understand why that would make, like they're saying record people came out to vote, so they can't say that no one came out to vote. There's millions of people. There's people waiting in line for hours, so they're just not voting for who people wanted them to vote for.
I mean, this morning I woke up and listen. I'm just lazy. I could go down there and register and do the whole thing. It's been over fucking 20 years since I had a felony, but I don't know. I was raised in Hudson County, and I saw dirty politics as a young man. It always broke me. That was one of the things that really broke me. That was one of the things when you come from another country and you read about in grammar school that you're like, wow, this really exists. And all of a sudden, I'd see cops coming to my mom's bar and getting envelopes. Whenever there's a mayor's ball, you had to pay for these overpriced tickets even if you didn't show up. But if you wanted something for your bar or something, you had to show up. You know, I saw, as I got older and I moved to North Bergen, I can't tell you what I saw. It's overwhelming, and the things I heard. And who I was at the time, you know, I was trying to, at that age, I was just trying to get accepted. You know, I was a Cuban kid in an all Italian, Irish neighborhood, and they were all into politics. And I couldn't believe it. Like, Nick, I couldn't fucking believe it. You know, it broke my spirit, and that's why I'm not into politics. I don't believe a word of it, because I grew up in an environment where that's all they talked about. That's all they did. You know, if you want to get anything done, you had to go to your local guy, and then he went to a guy. But at election time, you had to hang your sign on your window, and you had to knock on. You speak Spanish, right? Yeah, okay. You got to knock on doors first during election time, and let people know they got to vote. And I saw how they corrupted my town with that. I saw a little small town, a thriving Italian, Irish, couple Jews, couple Germans, and if you didn't vote and stuff, they wouldn't take care of your driveway. When it was supposed to shovel, they wouldn't shovel your driveway. I mean, they would do the little minute things just to let you know that they know you didn't vote their way, you know. But you want Nick Jr. to play in the county league, you got to vote.
Right.
You know, it was some of that shit. So I saw it in a micro way, and then As I got old, I read about the Kennedys, and you read about, you know, this guy and that guy, and you go, it's the same shit, only in a bigger picture.
Right.
You know, where I came from, it's $100 a day movie. This is scale. You know, this is fucking scale.
Right,
You know
that's
what
how
I'm
you
saying?
start.
So, and you want to assume otherwise, so it broke me. It broke my spirit. You know, I look at the elections. This one, more than the last, whatever, how old I am, is a fucking joke. This one was a real, it's not as much of a joke as it's an eye-opener.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, it was bound to happen. Something like this was, if it wasn't Trump, maybe it was somebody like Trump, you know? It's just hard to explain that, you know, someone could get that far and now maybe pull off the impossible dream. But it is a weird night. I don't know. It's just weird. I come over here and I'm like, there's something weird in the air. I don't know what's going to happen. But, you know, you feel like, well, if that happens, what's next? You know, but really, like you said, tomorrow's another day. You got to get up. You got to go out. You got to get a job. You know, you got to continue to live, right? So hopefully we'll survive no matter what happens. But let's just hope for the best and pray.
I mean, I've seen things, Nick. You know.
I mean, after 9/11, how could you ever be the same? I don't know. I was in the Jersey Shore when that happened, and I was blown away. I almost traveled that week, and you know, it's just like after 9/11, it's like, you know.
I've just seen the differences in quality of life. I just see the differences in quality of life. And a person like me, in my core, it bothers me because I was raised to believe that you got your money's worth. You know, you go get a plane ticket in this country today, it's a rape right off the bat. God forbid Nick gave you the wrong date and you got to switch that. They want to charge you $200 for a fucking change fee. You know, we're getting charged for luggage, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, and I say this, I stress this because, when I was a kid, I was hearing how bad the country was. And one day you went to grammar school, and on the billboard at grammar school it said, tonight, city tryouts. Come on down, everybody gets put on the team. Whether you were stupid, had glasses, they put you on the team. You got a T-shirt.
Right.
It cost you ugats.
Yeah.
It didn't cost you $1 to pay for this. And your kids came for 10 weeks, and you knew where they were on Friday nights. And at the end of the season, they give out trophies, and there's a pizza party. And you pay. You don't go for nothing. I see parents now that they sign their kids up. They got to pay $35 for the T-shirt. My wife came to me the other day. She goes, "Do you want to sign up Mercy for the next 2 quarters in soccer?" I go, "Can't we sign her up for 1 and see when she's at that point?" Mm-hmm. And he goes, "No, you got to sign up for 2." I go, "How much is 2?" She goes, $426 for 2 whatever. For fucking,
Yeah.
There's 2 coaches. The one coach is a men's motor. The other guy, Habib, whatever, fucking great kid. Areem, coach, whatever. Loves my daughter. I love him. Gives my daughter the respect and the other girls and the kids, you know. But $426 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
There's a city league.
For kids soccer.
She's fucking 4. What is she, Pele? What is she?
Jeez.
What the fuck is this shit?
know,
You gotta go home and scratch your fucking head as an American and go, what the fuck has happened? What the fuck has happened? Come on. I mean, yeah, I'm 3 years old, and what I see is a fucking disgrace. I go to the pump, it's $3. Remember, motherfuckers, I travel. You can't come to me con no chino, cuento chino. I travel. I go to places, $1.78, and I'm like, where the fuck am I? That $1's $2 a fucking gallon. Sure. I just paid $3 fucking 2 nights ago when I left here. You know, we get you know what that is? That as an American, I pay $25 for a suitcase.
That's ridiculous.
Unless you're gold class, and yes, I travel. But you know what, man? Let me tell you something. No matter what the fuck I do, and you can ask Lisa Syatt this, I always say to myself, how can an American family afford this anymore? How does an American family tell your daughter and your son, we're going to Brooklyn to see my grandmother's grave and my brother for the Christmas? 4. That's $1,600.
I know.
200 in suitcases. How much for a hotel in Queens in the fucking end for a shopping lift? You might even get robbed. You got to put your shit in the safe with a gun. $234 one night. You're trying to stay a week.
I know.
Unless fucking breakfast is included, you'll die.
I know.
Your
No, it's
family
unbelievable.
dies.
It's just like you can't go to a baseball game. I mean,
I was just.
and I love baseball. You know, I love it. But I mean, I got to pay to watch it on TV. When I was a kid, you know, maybe we got 40 games a year on WPIX 11, listened on the radio. And if we went to a game, I had $10 for the day. And $1.50 for the grandstand. We'd sneak around. We could buy a helmet, $1.50. My mother would pack a lunch. And, you know, $10, $12, $15. I got a ticket from 1976 to the Chris Chandler's game. $8 for a box seat in a Game 5 deciding ALCS game. I mean, that's unbelievable. But, you know, the money meant something. You didn't have a lot, but you could get away with it. And today, what are you going to go for? $500 for a baseball game? But get family of 4? Who can afford that?
Who can afford a Laker game? You know how many basketball games I went to? I tagged on with like Lee's family. Lee would say, "Hey man, my father wants to know if you want to come to the game with us. There's an extra ticket. It's $14." And you tagged on, and I bought my own popcorn. And I said thank you to your mom. You can't do that no more.
No.
How much is a Laker game now if you didn't take your family? I know you make a trek down there once a year. You try.
A Laker game?
It's $200 a seat, $140 a seat.
Yeah, $140. Probably about $140 or something
Per
like
seat.
that for a decent seat.
So 4 seats with a family.
I had a ticket for the Ram game today, $140. It was a decent seat. A Ram game. And then $80 to park or $50. $50 is cheap. Most places are charging $80 to $100 to park the car. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go down the street.
No. See, this is what I'm saying.
I'm saying
this is why I don't get involved, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
why I don't go unless
People
someone's
say to
giving
me,
it.
People, Joey, you don't go to enough concerts. You know why, guys? Because when I went 2 years ago. I went to the Meadowlands, not the Meadowlands, the one in Newark. My brother drove me. He ate a fucking piece of banana bread. He fucking freaked out. I would have freaked out too. Parking was $50.
Yeah.
How can a family afford that? So, listen, I don't know all the fucking bylaws and laws. I don't have the time. I know you guys as decent Americans, the people who listen to the podcast, you know more. You're in tune more with laws and taxes. And I'm to the point in my life when I go to the airport, I'm to the point in my life when I go to get a plane ticket now and I look at the price. What am I going to do? I got a gun to my head.
I know.
There's 2 ways to fly. You could fly like a fucking animal. Okay? There's 3 ways to fly. You could fly like an animal. You could fly like a fucking mid-level animal. Or you could fly like a human being. I'll tell you what. I mugged a few people in my life. I snorted coke. I did a few bad things. I'll sit in the second section. It costs you money to sit in that second section. Now, they will put you in a dungeon. They'll put you in the back with rapists and people that are transferring from facility to facility and shit.
Bad, man.
It's fucking bad on those flights. And they treat you like shit. By the time you're on the plane, there's nowhere to put your luggage.
No, it's horrible.
It's horrible. It's fucking a horrible way. And I'm telling you, I fly twice a month. And I do it as easy as possible because in my mind, I've already accepted it as something I have to do.
Right.
But sometimes, and these comedy clubs give me an allowance for flights. I have to call them back and go, listen, I got to bump you. You got to lift a rock. That nickel you giving me, that's short.
Yeah.
That nickel's short. I can't fly that.
By a lot, probably. Not like $20, like by like hundreds.
140, 200. You sit there, me and my wife look at the plane tickets at the end of the year and go, how the fuck did this happen? You know, I got everything. Nick, I got everything. I got every audition I've been on since 2001.
You do?
Okay, casting director, how I did, the result.
What do you mean? You write it down?
Why not?
You write everything down.
And I found them. On this last move, I found them.
You found who?
The notebooks. I found even more notebooks. Like I knew I had to like 2000, maybe 9 in my possessions right next to me. Mm-hmm. So if something should ever happen, I could go on my notebook and go, no, the last time I went in for that bitch was bop, 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 bop.
Wow.
And when I go in to see her, I'll tell her.
Yeah.
Remember the last time I saw you? It was for pop, 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 pop. You're not going to believe what happened with that piece of shit producer. We all wanted you. They always tell you the same thing.
Right.
We all wanted you, but the producer wanted the Chinese kid with the missing eyeball. And you're like, okay, already. You know what I'm saying? The movie was horrible. So, but you want to tell them, like, I wanted to see you once before. You want to break the ice, you know? I got all that shit, Nick. And I found plane ticket prices from the longest yard tour.
Oh, really?
Guys, you know what I was paying for plane tickets then?
$100
in
bucks.
2005.
Were you flying yourself?
Yeah, like they would call me, a comedy club, to headline me. I was booked by an agency for like 4 weeks. They found out I was snorting blow. They never called me back. And
During the longest shot?
no. When Longest Yard came, what I did was, when we were filming The Longest Yard,
Yeah.
I had those dudes blowing smoke up my ass.
Yeah.
And they told me to get a booking agent. I couldn't get a booking agent to save my life. And one day I bumped into Bill Burr, and I go, Bill Burr, this movie's going to be big. Hook me up. And he hooked me up with one of his guy's assistants. And the guy booked me like 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Then he calls me one day and goes, Dog, I don't know if I told you, I'm going back to my job in Chicago. You don't have an agent no more over here. So then they sent me a bill like years later. They were going to send it to collection. I had the receipt. You know, I saved all that shit, but I saved like the plane tickets. You know, when I come back from a gig, the first thing I do is I get the 2 plane tickets. I get the check that they paid me. I get the amount of the room. I get the parking from the airline.
You save all the receipts?
I save all those receipts.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I save all that stuff. So I could compare years later what it cost me to fly there. Sometimes I use miles. What, Lee? You have to do this.
I'm not laughing at you. You're kind of you're a nerd. You like looking back and comparing. It's just for fun for you.
It's very informative. It really opens your eyes when you do it. We don't want to do it.
Right.
Because your head will blow the fuck up. Your head will blow the fuck up. It's like when you thought you were in shape during that film. I was in tremendous shape. You look at that picture and go, oh my God, I had 19 chins.
Yeah.
What the fuck was I thinking? What workout did I do before that? I walked a few times to get lunch boxes and shit. You know, the same thing goes when you look at, like, I don't save receipts from clothes and nothing like that. I'm not one of those nerds. But whenever I go on the road, for some reason, I always save that shit. What if I get accused of murdering somebody?
Right.
And I'm in Houston that week, and I got the receipt for performing. I got everything. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So I looked at like 2005 specifically. I paid $290 for a round trip ticket to Newark from LAX on. It's not United. The other one.
Continental?
The one that merged.
US Airway?
That one, Continental. No plane ticket. It wasn't a good one. I sat next to some fucking. That was the one that the police greeted me because I had the foreigners next to me, and I took my cell phone out, and they threatened me. They kept telling me to turn it off, turn it off. You know, the stewardess always says
she tells you to shut it down.
Right after 2000, right after 211, they were real strict about it.
Yeah.
But come on, 297 to Newark. Go look up Newark from LAX now.
I know.
They fucking clobber you. And 9 out of 10 of them are connections.
That's why you got to keep searching. I tell them when they're looking for flights, what about, I said, just keep looking till something pops up cheap. But sometimes it does.
No, because Lee informed me that the shit, they know who you are now.
Oh, yeah?
So what you have to do is look at the plane ticket on your computer and go to somebody else's and buy it.
Oh, really?
And then do the same, and because if not, they know who you are. So next time you're on YouPorn jerking off, you're ready to come. There's a little thing that goes bing, and it goes go from LAX to Ohio for $312, and all of a sudden you're gonna go, wait a second, how did that motherfucker know I need a plane ticket? Who's watching me? You put your dick back in your shorts, and you're like, somebody's watching me? No, because now everybody knows you look for a plane ticket there. So every time you go on the computer, I don't know what it's called. Please forgive me, I'm not a computer dude. No. But I look at all that.
Remember years ago, they had the People's Express and those things. I mean,
I put them out of business single-handedly with fake credit cards.
Oh, you did?
Oh, please. Why go on there with a real fucking Jimmy? I would go on there with somebody else's credit card, buying drinks, give the girl in row 11A a cocktail. I'm me. I'm the Captain Kirk of this fucking flight.
Oh, that's nice, man.
When should I look up for tickets now?
Huh?
Like what dates? Like when should I fly? Do you think? Because should I fly during the holidays?
Excuse me, sir.
Like when should I look for tickets?
Where you going?
To Newark.
Oh, I'm just teasing.
Oh, because
Listen, there used to be a thing when I first moved here in 1997. Okay, I know for a fucking fact. I'll have that motherfucker call in right now. Tomorrow, you got to call Nick. What's tomorrow? Wednesday?
Mm-hmm, Wednesday.
In 1997, I know this for a fact. If you got a call, and they said, listen, Nick, this is it. This is last shot. I'm sorry we have to call you Wednesday, but you have to be in New York Friday if you want this new De Niro movie. It's got Meryl Streep. Jesus is making a comeback. You know, this guy. You got to, but it's Christmas time. I got to fly myself in there. Listen, Nick, get here, and then we'll talk about the specifics. All right? Book the fucking job, and then we'll give you Gitas. But enough. I can't go through a plane ticket now. Do what you got to do to get here. And you're sitting there going, my kids need this. There was a service back then that you called, 1-800, and I never forget calling them, and the guy who turned me on to them was Josh Wolf.
Oh, yeah?
In those days, you would call this 800 number and go, I want to go from here to here. We got a ticket. It's $167 plus tax.
Mm-hmm.
It would be $199, $201. The catch was you had to go to the airport. Right before you pull into the airport, you make a right in those days.
Right.
You got to run in there, and there was a line in there. Binga. From fucking here to eternity, there was a line in there. So if you had a flight at 1, you had to go down there at 8 in the morning.
Right.
And wait online to get the ticket for $200. But you would fly Delta, you know, row 11D. You sat in the inside next to the lady with
Not
the
bad.
dog,
Yeah.
eating cottage cheese and the stink of fucking her feet.
Hey, you know, try flying with buddy passes. I did that for a couple of years with Blue Bloods. And a friend of ours works for the airlines, and she would list me for these flights, and flights that looked like impossible. She'd be like, Nick, you're never going to get on. And then I would go, and she said, you're the luckiest son of a bitch ever. It's unbelievable how you get on. And not only would I get on first class.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because she would list me, and then I would look like an airline, and then people would recognize me and go, how come you're a D3? You know, do you work for the airline? I go, no. You know, and then I would somehow, some way, I almost was like 95% that I never got on a flights that were like booked. But you got to do it by yourself. If you do it with a few people, it's hard because.
Oh, no, you can't leech on with 14 people.
No, I know that.
You got to fly by yourself.
But I had to get there. You know, there were times that I had to, you know, I had
and always
to buy a
remember,
ticket.
somebody died. Listen, you can't get me on the next flight. I got an uncle. He fell off a building. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's when you put acting.
Oh yeah, you could
101.
do that.
That's when you got to go deep into them. Can I talk to you over here for a second?
Right.
Who's running this place?
I got some of these guys that traveled with their dogs. You know, they got these letters that they said they got a nervous condition. They're walking on there with a Rottweiler, and I'm like, how the hell are you going on there with a pit bull? And then you got a letter? He was like, yeah, I got a letter. You know, but it's like I felt bad taking the dog.
I saw a chick with tremendous tits with a service dog. I wanted to kick her in the fucking mouth. You understand me?
Yeah.
She had the best tits in the world. She had all the confidence you need.
And she had what? A dog with her?
And a little dog.
Sitting in it. Was it a big dog?
Like half size, whatever. Good looking dog too, but
Yeah.
you know, meanwhile you're
I
crying.
used to travel with
blues.
this pug. I used to put him in a little bag, and I used to push his head in. I used to stuff his head. He'd always try to pop. He was a good little dog, the dog. I got a bulldog now. I could never travel with
I
this
can't travel
bulldog.
with a fucking dog.
No.
I can't do it now. I can't do it. I don't have the patience. I have a system to fly, and I like to stay to that fucking system.
You know who ain't bad? Virgin America. They're not bad. Virgin America.
Tremendous. The biggest scam in the business. You're the
Yeah.
main cabin select.
I know, main cabin
And
select.
12 hours the night before. When place a show, main cabin select, aisle seat,
Right.
you're living like a doctor, and you're getting that from Uncle Joey. Main cabin select
Main cabin
on
select.
Virgin America.
That first row, you
That
got.
first row right
I
there.
know.
And God forbid you got an extra deuce in your pocket. You wake up at 3 in the morning. Let's say your flight's at fucking 6. Let's say your flight's at 7:05, right? You set the alarm for you go to bed at 9. You eat some Valiums. Maybe you drink a dirty fucking Harry. What's that? The chocolate drink with the white milk and the vodka and the Kahlua.
Oh, a
White
White
Russian.
Russian?
You do a White Russian on one of those Valiums. Night time. Ain't nobody waking you up. You wake up at 1. 6 hours before the flight takes off. If you're sitting in main cabin select, you call Virgin. They bump you right up to first class.
Oh, wow.
They give you a hard time for a second. Who are you? Who do you know?
Yeah.
Who sent you? You know, who the fuck are you? Hold on 1 second. All of a sudden, some Australian guy comes on and he's like, listen, we got you covered this time. Don't pull this shit ever again. And you get on first class with Virgin. And you live like a doctor. There's only 8 people
Right.
in first class. Your feet are up.
Yeah. They got those disco lights.
You know who I saw destroy first class on Virgin? Ralphie May. As soon as he calls Virgin, I just hang up on him, dog. He fucked him up.
What do you do?
He from beginning to end, he was living like fucking King Farouk on that motherfucker.
Really?
With his feet up, getting cokes. He must have drank 9 cokes on the way to New York City. I was sitting there howling. I'm sitting there. Ralphie May will fuck up an airline. Cookies, towels, blankets. He needs 2 blankets. He has to tie them together.
It's nice to fly right, bud. You know when you fly like a human being. No, because you're like.
You know
a
the
person.
fucking price it is to fly right?
Oh my god! I just
No,
paid
man.
$200
For what?
because you're very generous and you're paying for my flight to Boston.
Who told you that? I ain't paying for the dick.
Fuck,
Anyway.
fuck it. I'm gonna cancel this then.
Anyway. Yeah.
Anyways, you know I'm tight with my wallet, but I was in 22C. Like I was in 22 both ways, and like I was hoping it was gonna be like $20 to upgrade. It was $100 each way, but at least I get.
Oh my god.
At least I get.
This is what I'm talking about. So do you understand me, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
But this is my point. You're an American. You
I know.
work hard every week. Let's pretend. Let me pretend with you. You make fucking. Where's my pen here? Who's got a fucking
right here.
pen? Let's pretend. Let's pretend as an American, you make $600 a week if you're lucky. $600 a fucking week if you're lucky. All right. What do you take home from that? $420.
Yeah.
$420.
Yeah.
That's 16 fucking 80 a month. Think about it. Think about it. How much money could this possible poor soul put away after rent, car payment, food, insurance, which is fucking astronomical in this country at this point. You got to walk around with a rabbit's foot, a Santeria chicken on your neck,
Yeah.
a yarmulke.
And now, guess how much my health insurance is next year?
How much?
$400 a month.
A month?
400.
$400 a month. So do
Holy
you understand me? I mean, I don't know who's going to change this. I don't know. I don't know who discussed this in their fucking. I don't know. You know, but this is what needs to be addressed. That level of America needs to be addressed again.
To live again.
To
Right.
live again.
Yeah,
That
no, I
level
agree.
of America. There is no reason why the rents are astronomical. Lee, the rents astronomical to live in a place where you're not going to get stabbed.
In my tiny, like maybe 600 square foot apartment, the next time it goes up in June, it's going to be $1,400 a month.
$1,400 a
I was
month.
thinking about that because for the first time in 2.5 years, I forgot to pay rent this month. She texted me and she was like, "We haven't got your check." So I ran down, and when I moved there, it was $1,200, and they keep raising it $50 every year. And like, it's not like I kind of want to ask what that apartment is now. I'm sure it's like $1,600 a month. I'm sure it is. Because they just keep raising every year.
Listen, when I bought my first house in '96, I was doing pretty good. Just got an NYPD Blue. The house was going for $419. South of the Boulevard, Tarzana. Beautiful spread. I mean, had a pool that looked like a pond. And I'm thinking, oh shit, I get that. I said, can I afford that? I never, I'm a kid from New York. I don't know. I thought $100,000, $200 sounded a lot. And they said, yeah, we'll get the house for $380. I said, wow, my heart was pounding. I wasn't making huge money. And then, I was like, and at that time, I thought $380, $400 was, now, you know what you could get for $380? You can't get shit for $380.
You can't get shit for $380.
You get $1 million a tear down. You get houses now, where I'm living now, it's like the builders come in to tear them down. How could you, as a young person starting out, how do you make it? I mean, how do you, unless you're starting with a big capital or this or that, but I mean, at least, and that wasn't that long ago, 96, 98, and then, when everything went sky high and that went the whole mortgage scam thing, but then it came down, it shot back up. Now it's so high again, nobody can buy anything. So what's going to happen? Things just got out of hand. It never got corrected. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think it's one person.
I don't know either. That's the thing that I wish I was more knowledgeable on the subject, but I got my own problems.
I know.
Over the years, I just said, you know what?
You lose sight of things.
I was fucking scarred towards politics. I get it. It is what it is. But I don't really have a belief in it. I don't know why. And I've tried. I really tried. The police has changed over the last 20 years. The police's attitude has changed. I don't know if it's the internet, but every day I gotta wake up.
Yeah.
And somebody's getting hit in the head or shot or tased or whatever. Every fucking day. See, I don't know if I didn't see this because I wasn't as active on the computer.
Right.
20 years ago. I don't fucking know, Lee.
It's too much. Everywhere you go, you're recorded. If you fart, they know where you farted. If you sneeze, they know where you sneezed. It's really like it's too much now. I was talking to my brother about that. Years ago, you had to go to a payphone. You make a call. I got to go to a payphone. You know what I mean? Today, everything is documented. It's too much. It's too much. It's just like sports. I love sports, but it's so saturated. It's boring. It's freaking boring. It's not like nothing is special anymore. Going to the movies was an event. We went to see The Godfather when we were kids. My father said, I'm going to take the whole family. We had to go wait around the block in Queens at the Elmwood. It was an event. It meant something. You went to a show abroad. It meant something. Now these kids, everything is like, get me. Say, hey, I gotta survive, man. You understand? I'm not that guy anymore. Maybe I was that guy. I'm not that guy. I'd like to be that guy, but I ain't that guy. It's crazy. We come from a different world, man, where, we went to a drive-in movie theater. They threw a blanket over our head, and we were in the back seat of the station wagon. It was great. Those were special. I feel like I lived in
I still do that.
You do it?
Yeah, I did that like 6 months ago.
You did not do it.
Bring that back.
I didn't have the blanket, but I was in the drive-in.
You went to it. Where was that drive-in?
Fuck. It's down in a weird place. I don't know. I can look it up.
Out here?
Yeah. It's only like an hour away.
Oh, I love that.
The father, yeah.
You remember that thing the radio used to put on?
Put on the window.
Yeah.
Some radios worked and some
I
didn't.
know.
With the long string on it. Yeah, they've modernized a lot of drive-in theaters.
They did?
It's just that people want to go and be more comfortable now.
I know.
It's a different fucking America. There's no station wagons.
The drive-in is way more comfortable than the movie theater. Because then no one is talking and ruining the movie.
Right.
Other than maybe...
Yeah, tell me where that thing is. I want to check it out.
Yeah, but every 10 minutes you got to put the defroster on. It's a fucking nightmare, lady.
I know.
Nobody's talking. What movie theater do you go to that people are talking? I
The one,
go to the movies, nobody says two fucking words. I sit there, nobody chit-chats, nobody does nothing.
Even a movie is a lot of money. You go to a movie
Oh, my
now,
God.
they rape you. And that's why I don't want to go see a piece of shit movie. It better be good because, it's what is it, $16, $14? And you buy a popcorn. You buy a soda. You're going for two people, it's $50, $60. If you got a couple of kids, it's $100.
In the same building, there used to be a podcast. And it was two girls, and they discussed movies. But in those days, this had to be... I was off the blow. This is probably 2008, 2009. I'm still living in Hollywood. And they call me up, and they go, we'd like for you to be on the podcast to discuss two movies. I go, what are the two movies? And one movie was an animated movie. And the other movie was some fucking movie, And the other one I went to see in the daytime, and it sucked ass. But the other movie only was at the ArcLight. I don't know nothing about the ArcLight. My wife comes home, I go, what do you want to do? She goes, oh, and I go, listen, I got to go to this fucking thing. I got to go see it anyway. So once you come with me, let's eat, and then we'll make it a night.
Yeah.
We went somewhere, we got some fucking snack or something, and we went down there. I went in there with $100 bill.
To the ArcLight?
To the ArcLight. I got home with 47.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it till I got home. You know those things that you don't even really notice it till
Oh, right.
you get home. I just paid $53
Yeah. To see a movie.
to see a fucking movie.
I
Was
know.
I angry? No. The ArcLight is tremendous. They got that fucking chicken hot dog with the mustard and the onions.
wait.
I never had that one.
You eat a chicken hot dog?
You didn't know that?
No.
Not chicken hot dog. Let me excuse myself, okay? Because Lee will take it personally.
I will
He'll
take
go
it.
home and eat a chicken hot dog.
I got
Then
yelled at
tomorrow
for
tell
every
me,
single
well,
turkey hot dog I ate.
you ate them. No. And the one on Sunset, next to fucking Amoeba Records.
Right.
Oh,
If you
okay.
go into that one, okay, they got a nice chicken applewood sausage. And the dude's half retarded, so he burns it a little bit. You catch the 1 o'clock, it's nice and fresh, it's just a little burnt.
Yeah.
You tell Momo, boy, that's the one you want. He puts it in a bun. He puts fresh onions on it.
Yeah.
A little mustard.
Oh my god.
And he gives it to you and he wraps it up. You get one of those, a diet soda, maybe a small popcorn.
Yeah.
Who's better than you? Some Raisinets?
Raisinets.
You're living like
I love that.
You're living like a doctor.
That's you're living like a dog.
If you don't go to the movie theater, you don't have Raisinets, you ain't real.
You don't know.
You just wasted your time. And don't get me wrong, again, I go to the movie theater. I don't want to be beat.
Wait, you get Raisinets every time?
Sometimes I switch it up.
Yeah, you got
But 9 out of 10, you got to bust out the Raisinets.
No, you don't.
And the shit that sticks to
good.
your teeth.
It's
I worked
good.
at a movie theater.
And what's the
no
red
nice
one?
Raisinets.
What's the ones that stick to the teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, those were good.
You know why you don't like Raisinets? Because nobody buys them, so you sell them when they're stale. I was going to get to that shit. You motherfucking movie chains think you don't know I'm onto you. But I'm onto you, motherfuckers, okay? You're selling old fucking Raisinets, okay? Now let me tell you something. I walk into a movie theater, I walk into a movie theater like a hooker walks into a bar.
You're talking about Dots? The ones
Dots,
with
yeah. I take all the red ones out. And the mixed fruit.
You know what I love
and
in Taxi Driver? You ever see that movie? Like, he walks into the porno theater and he buys like a Royal Crown Cola. I love that Aussie Cola.
Me too. I love
popcorn, jujus. It's like $1. I don't know what it was. It was ridiculous because it was in the 70s. It was so cheap. But I love that scene where De Niro's buying. You should get hungry. But I get the whole Raisinets thing.
I love Raisinets.
Royal Crown Cola.
Well, lately, the Raisinets have been stale. That's my fucking point, Nick. So in my mouth, I walk in there like a fucking hooker walks into a bar. Ready? I got the taste of cock in my mouth. I got the taste of raisin in my mouth with chocolate.
Fuck it, just bring the Raisinets with you.
And that's you're right. You're
You know
a
what I
fucking
mean?
unadulterated
Bring them with
genius.
you. A chunky bar. How about a good
Unadulterated
chunky
genius.
bar? I love
Let me
chunky.
tell you something. I smoke 2 or 3 joints. You bust some of those almond joys my way, I'll love you to death.
Almond Joy.
Oh, you bust out almond joy, I'll give you a hand job in the movie theater. You know what I'm saying?
I'm into these fucking C's candies lately. Nuts. The nuts. You gotta buy the nuts box. The one with the nuts. Nuts and something. Choose. C's candies. Old school. Oh, it's good. And you know, chocolate is it's a good. Get you motivated.
That's what I need in my life.
Chocolate is good. Believe me.
I don't like all that chocolate around.
Yeah.
I told my wife to hide the kids' Halloween chocolate. I walk into the kitchen one night, storm to the gills. There's a box of Halloween chocolate.
Yeah.
With miniature packages and shit. And there was 2 boxes. But the one I bumped into had those miniature fucking packages of M&Ms and fucking peanut ones. I destroyed the whole fucking box.
Oh my God.
I
like-
said,
Yeah.
the next morning I looked at the little garbage I had hidden the night before. You go nuts. I told my wife, you can't.
What do you like,
leave
the
that
plain
shit on top.
M&Ms or the peanut?
I destroyed both.
Both of them?
The orange, the yellow packages
Yellow.
and the black
And the black.
packages. I don't mix them. That's disgusting.
Nah.
If you put the peanut ones and the chocolate ones in your mouth, it's not a bad idea. That means you're double choking those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Nick.
You too, pal.
Oh my God,
It's always a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Me too.
I know. Look at that.
Still up here, still in the fucking game, still banging it out.
Throwing punches.
I called him, asked him if he went in for an audition. He went in, he called his agent.
Yeah.
Still fucking, this is it, guys.
Guys on the
It's
street
no,
looking out. Calls me.
it's
Did you
no
hear
f-
about this?
It's no fucking, they're not giving out no charity no more, you know. There was a time when you walked into an audition, guys, and you go, you know what, I'm going to get a call, and they call you. And you went the next day and got another chance to get this job.
Yep.
Those days are over with.
know.
They've eliminated the middleman completely. First of all, if you get the opportunity to go in, you're blessed, because I got to tell you something. While they're writing it and talking about it, they're already sending out an offer to the guy.
I know.
That's the fucking problem now. So
That
it's
is the
great
problem.
that you got in on it. When you said that to me, I was
thank
very
you.
happy that you got in there. A lot of guys
No.
would just wait for the phone to ring. You got to attack everything.
You
now.
do. That's why I pick up the phone now. You got to be proactive. You're right. And I go in these auditions, and people are like, "Man, I'm a fan of yours. I love your work. I love you." So it's nice that everybody loves you. But I'm like, I'm here just like you, man. I'm on the street. I've done a lot of things for 20 years. Got a big body of work, but I'm just like you, man. I'm just, I'm glad that, still got plenty of love on the street and respect. But I got to go in there and try to make it happen. But it's hard because, like you say, there's always an offer out or You don't know the situation or what they're gonna. I just booked one recently. I was like surprised. I'm like, wow, I don't usually get lucky with this auditioning stuff, because it's a whole other thing, and it's not. You can't take it personal. Today I went in, and sometimes you look at the list of names. Do you notice anybody? You do, but it's like, it is what it is.
It just changed a lot. People, and I know that there's young people that are going out, but you know what, man? You're a dad. You're a big baseball enthusiast. You really know what the fuck you're talking about. During the World Series, I was reading your tweets. Some of them, you're writing the fucking money about what was going on. You have a passion for fucking sports. It's about time you got that. What's Josh Wolf doing? FaceTime? You got to get a meeting with fucking Facebook and tell them you want your own show. They come to your house. They set cameras up for you.
They do it right there.
Yeah, you talk shit, yell right in front of the camera.
That's what I need.
For an hour.
Yeah, because I can have my own show while I'm watching a game, talking about a game. People love being
and listen to the hook.
Yeah.
Everything you break is a sponsor. So this dish is brought to you by Supern. All of a sudden you smash it against the wall when they strike out a Yankee at you. Fucking people love that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm an idea man. Trust me, I'm telling you.
You're good.
Lee, what's going on in your world, cocksucker? Look at you. You're all excited. You're packed. He's on a tiptoe in the house tonight. What time is your flight?
My flight's at 7:30.
Oh, shit. That means you got to be up early. We're going to drop this little half hit of acid just to get the blood going. So by the time you get to the airport, it's like the Twilight Zone and shit. With your luck, they'll search you again, because lately the dog's been on them lately.
I don't know what it is about me, but the dog doesn't like me. Yeah, I can't wait. It's a great time of year to go. I can't, dude. I don't think you understand. And the Wilbur is so fucking cool. I can't wait to go there. Like, I can't wait to go back there and see it from like your perspective. I get to see my mom. It's
Why you gotta give me anxiety for, Lee?
Oh, what? Because I don't know. It's my job.
Talking about your mother today, that was great.
Yeah.
Moved me in the car when you said, no matter how many years it is, it's nothing like mama. And that's why I tell people, when you got your parents alive, or you got your mother alive, just, I didn't always appreciate it. And I feel her there, but it's just never the same, because nobody can replace that. Nobody, your wife, your girlfriend, nobody gives you that kind of love. You know what I mean? Even my brother, I'm thinking about mommy, and he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about it too. It's that time of year, Nick. I said, I know. And the other day he was reminiscing. He goes, remember when we went to the Willis Reed show? Marv Albert was his co-host. Willis Reed had a show in the 70s. Remember that, Nicholas? I was like, yeah. Remember when we went to the Knick game and I was teasing you with Dave DeBuscher against Rick Barry because you love Rick Barry? He liked to get under my skin, because DeBuscher was his man. Barry was my man. You start thinking about, reminiscing. It's funny how you remember all that shit when you were little and you're young. I don't remember nothing anymore. Everything is a blur. My last 20, 30 years, a lot of shit happened, good, bad. I don't remember now. I remember shit when I was a kid. I remember baseball stuff. For some reason, the baseball shit sticks in my head. You could say a certain player a certain year, and boom, I remember that guy. It's funny how things, like everything becomes boom. It went fast. Almost 55. I'm like, what the hell happened? My father used to go bam. It goes like that, Nicholas. It really does. In the blink of an eye. I thought I was just 30 or 40. In my 30s, I was a king, man. I was in my heyday. I was on a hit show, great show, one of the best ever. And thinking, man, you just don't realize how good it was then.
Every fucking day you have to stop for 2 minutes. The last 8 years, I have stopped every day and go, wow. Whether I had money in my pocket, no money in my pocket, I have stopped and said, Jesus Christ. And you know what the sad thing, Nick, at our age is? We refer to things now in reality as 30 years ago. That's scary, Lee. Lee, you refer to things as 10 years ago. You're 28 years old.
That's scary to me,
10 years
though.
ago, you were 18. You refer to thing 20 years. Remember Mom and Dad 20 years ago? You took me roller skating. I fell on my knee.
Oh, my God.
But for Nick now, when I speak to people, you talk to them in the 30-year range. there's shit you remember.
Yeah.
I talk to people from time to time. I went home 2 months ago and I went up to a bar and I met some people from McKinley where I went to grammar school at. And the one girl told me a story that I remembered, but I didn't remember. But she confirmed what I didn't remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get shit like that from time to time.
Yeah.
That's very interesting when somebody goes, remember, Nick? We went up there, and I'm like, yeah, who was with us? Nick, this guy, Jimmy Vine. You're like, Jimmy Vine? Yes, he was. Remember, he drove the car, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's right. We stole his father's car. You know, and you really, I refer to things that's 30 years ago. And I got to tell you, man, if you listen, I know we have all ages. 30 years goes by fucking fast. I listen to this music. I listen to this shit fucking music. I listen to. We were just watching something 10 minutes ago that was 45 years old that still sounds fantastic. But the reality of it that if there were 10 musicians on the stage, 8.5 of them are dead. Like, they were in their 40s. They were in their prime. And that
You don't
was
know.
45 fucking years
Just don't
ago.
know how quick the ride is. I remember when I first got on Blue, people would tell me, enjoy the ride. I mean, I was just hoping I'll last 1 year. I wasn't thinking, just enjoy the ride, kid. And I was like, I didn't know what they meant. But, you know, if you could just slow it down sometimes. If you could just fucking slow it down for a second and just go, oh, man, this is really something. But then, you know, you settle in and life changes and you change and you get caught up in shit. You got people around you. I had like an entourage. I had all kinds of people I'm attending to. And I'm thinking, you know, you think you're Tarzan, but you're not, man. And it goes fast. A lot. It was exciting. It was never boring. You know, even like you look back, The Longest Yard, that was 11 years ago. And like, wow. I remember that, you know.
We shot that in 2004. Lee, think of that number. How old were you in 2004? You were 16 years old.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did it come out in the summer?
It came out in May. We shot it in the summer.
Okay, so it came out in May of what, 2000?
2005.
What a
So when
blast.
it came out, you were 17.
17. Yeah, wow.
But think about it. You were 16 when we shot this fucking movie.
You know, I saw a poster. I was in Tarzana that they were going to make The Longest. There was a poster, an early poster.
Right. In the very
You remember?
beginning.
It said Adam's name on it, or Burt Reynolds, but it was like a guy. It was like handcuffs.
Right. And there was the handcuffs
Yeah.
against guys with no handcuffs on.
And I said, oh, I got to look into that movie. That's the movie that's being made. That's when I first saw it and thought about it. Because I didn't know Adam. I didn't know him. I mean, and that's when it gave me the idea. But I wasn't that familiar with the original movie. But I always loved Burt Reynolds. The original movie I love is actually great. I love it. I mean, the kids.
I gotta be honest with you. The original movie, I used to go to the same movie theater to watch
It's a
shit.
good movie.
From time to time, my godfather, when I lived in New York City, when I lived on 88th Street, he would take me to 42nd Street. And that's why I watched Dirty Harry and
Wow.
the Valachi Papers.
Palachi Papers, yeah.
I watched The Love Bug there. I watched The Strongest Man in the World there. But once my mom moved to Jersey, I started going to this place called El Cinema. It was a Spanish, Italian movie place, popcorn, chocolate, raisinets. I could smell it right now as I'm describing it to you. It had the pale color with like the burgundy trimmings all around and burgundy curtains. And once you passed the ticket holder, it was every man from his own.
Were they wearing like the white shirts with
You know, I don't remember their outfits, Lee. I remember the candy concession was to the right-hand side, and there was just one movie theater. It was huge.
It was special,
And it was broken into 3 areas. So you had the lower, the middle, and the back.
Right.
And I went to see, I mean, there's a collection of films I went to see. I went to see The fucking Exorcist there in the afternoon. That's when they didn't give a fuck however old you were.
That was a hard one to get into.
If you had $1.25 to get in, we don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? If the cops come, we don't know nothing. And I went to see The Exorcist there. I went to see Enter the Dragon there.
Wow.
I went to see The Chinese Connection there.
Did they have double features?
At that time,
Remember when they used to have double and triple?
At that time, when Bruce Lee hit with the Chinese Connection, then they started doing Chinese Connection and Fist of Fury.
Fist of Fury.
For $1.25. And you went in there and stayed in there all fucking night. You know,
Right, you were there for 6 hours.
Because they played.
Right.
They just played. There was no intermission. I think the one intermission they swept, but after that it went straight to 1 a.m., you know.
Right.
And on the right-hand side was the concession, and you went in there. But the two movies, I went to see Tommy there. But the two movies that stick out in my mind in that place, that I really thought the rest of my life movie theaters were going to be like that, was one, Rocky. The place went bananas.
Yeah.
The whole movie theater was on their feet. And two, The Longest Yard at the end.
Oh, really?
The whole place is young.
So you saw that in the big screen?
I saw that in the big screen at a movie theater in Union City, New Jersey.
Wow.
1973.
Isn't that weird? Never knowing that you would be in, you know.
No, that wasn't even.
Never in your mind.
Never in my fucking thought. And then I saw The Longest Yard again years later, the original. I saw it again, like 10 years later, right before I got locked up. I was living in Aspen, Colorado, and I worked at a movie video rental place. And I would order movies, and I was like, "Where's the Charles Bronson section?" And the guy's like, "We really don't rent Charles Bronson." Are you fucking crazy? I went and got Stone Killer, The Mechanic.
Death Wish.
The Death Wish, the one with the watermelons. When they took his watermelons, I got like 4 or 5 of them, and people were just renting them all the time. And I would take them. Whatever they didn't rent, I'd take it home. Even if I had watched it, I'd take it home. So I was a big Charles Bronson.
Bronson was your man, huh?
Yeah, that was my main man. Bronson, I'm a fucking Cobra and dude. I like that era.
Yeah.
You know? Excuse me.
God bless.
Salud, compadre.
Salud.
I got fucking allergies or something.
I'm really happy. There are some video stores coming back. I've missed video stores. It was an amazing place as a kid, especially as a nerd. Just getting there because we couldn't get there. I didn't have buses or anything like that. I could only go if my mom took us, and it was amazing. I was so sad when it closed.
I was a movie buff growing up.
You know what me and John used to do? We used to go to a place called Steve & Sally's in
Where
New York.
was it?
In New York. And we used to buy lobby cards and movie pictures. You could go to this place and buy actual prints from Kirk Douglas movies, Burt Lancaster. We loved all old movies. Beautiful. You know, the lobby cards and the black. And these are beautiful prints. We used to buy all these. The guy's still around, Steve & Sally's. You can go to shows and buy these kinds of pictures and stuff, but people don't. Only nuts that, do that kind of stuff. They were special, I used to put them in our room. Oh, wow, look at this. Lonely or the Brave, Kirk Douglas, or, The Swimmer, Burt Lancaster. We had all these movies that we loved. We were like movie critics in my family. We used to who knew we were going to be in the movies, but we kind of lived through the movies. Spartacus, Elmer Gantry, all these great movies. Great movies. I mean, you watch these movies today.
Yeah, you lived through. Yeah, it was a different experience.
But The Longest Yard, my God, that was that was really a good movie.
So when your son goes to the movie theaters, what does it cost him right now at his age?
Oh, with him? With just what? By himself?
Yeah.
It cost him like $30 maybe.
No.
Yeah, by the time he buys something to drink and eat and a movie ticket. If he goes to the ArcLight, it's more money. If he goes to the AMC, maybe it's a little less.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing that kills me, and
I think you go to Boston, the movie ticket's the same price.
They're more. They're a little bit higher.
Boston is higher?
A little bit, probably. At the one I went. Probably a little bit, I would guess.
Yeah, this is the guys.
15 or 16. Let me look into it.
How long does it take Americans to go, wait a second, you know what? We've been doing this a certain way.
I think they are with the internet. I think that's what's happening. I think that's why the market was crashing.
Yeah. That's why it's hard to sell movies, man.
Was the market really crashing?
I don't know anything about stock. I just heard that they dropped a couple 100 points.
What's going on?
I don't know. I'm not gonna take a prices.
Jesus.
Let's see.
Hysterical.
Okay, never mind. Boston's not that bad.
How much is Boston?
$13.99 a night. So what is that?
13.
And that's not 3D or anything.
Unfucking believable, huh, ladies and gentlemen? Every day you learn something fucking new. You know, when this guy, like I said, this is what got me going. And I don't even vote. I have no interest in it. When this whole thing started, I thought it would last 90 fucking days. That's it. And no. I didn't think it would last 90 days. I'm very sorry. It took him 90 days to hang himself.
Oh, you think, yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? At first, he was talking some sense. Then it took him 90 fucking days
Right.
to hang himself.
Right.
But they just don't want her in at those places. Somebody was saying that the unions didn't want it, Listen, we need something new. I don't know if this guy's the answer. I don't know if Bernie Sanders would have been the answer. I don't know anymore.
What was the reaction when Reagan was elected? Because I know he's loved now, but he was an actor. But I know he
became a
governor.
politician.
He was governor first.
Yeah, he had polished himself a little bit.
You know, Lee, when all that stuff was going on, I was so fucking high. I was young. I didn't give a fuck about that stuff. Growing up, it didn't even... By that time, I was done with it. I had seen some shit in Jersey. I was like, God, and New York. New York City at that time. People talk about play to pay. That's been going on for 30 fucking thousand million years. You think Clinton was the first person to do something?
Look at the faces. Madonna mia.
Of what?
Just people outside, like looking. Look at that. Jesus, coincidence. I mean, look at these. Jesus.
I was thinking about this earlier, but we left the topic. But was there ever a president that didn't like came through with a lot of the things that they promised? Everything that I've noticed, I've only been through a few presidents, and no one's ever come through with anything. So I've kind of checked out of presidential elections.
Was Clinton good, Nick?
Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Bill actually was pretty good for a while, and I thought he was doing. The country was. I mean, in the end there were things that came out, but overall, I think Clinton was a pretty good president. I mean, he's a smart guy. I mean, she helped make him. She's a bright lady, but she doesn't have what he has. He just had that. He had the complete. You know what I mean? He had the complete package, and he was likable. People loved him. They liked him. Just like Obama. People like Obama. This is a whole other thing. I don't know. This is a weird night. Doesn't it feel weird?
I mean,
like you said, the sun's going to rise, but...
I ate 10 stars. I don't know nothing.
The Cubs won 108
I just
years.
know my wife has half an order of Rabbiata in that refrigerator.
The baseball gods came out.
That's going to be haunting me and shit. Felipe Esparza
tweeted.
tweeted. Felipe Esparza was the tweet of the night. He said, Hillary Clinton fans look like Chicago Cub fans after the fourth game or something like that. I was just fucking around. I always thought Trump was going to get a big vote amount. I thought at the end Hillary would polish him off. I think she still has a shot at this moment as we're speaking.
Hopefully she'll pull it out. I mean, so people don't, jump off the bridge.
But I didn't think it would be like this. Again, I don't know anything about fucking politics.
Me neither.
My wife talks to her mom and dad. They giggle. Her mom and dad. And that's as far as politics as I listen to.
It brings out a lot of stuff, politics. You have conversations with people, and it turns ugly. It gets nasty on all kinds. That's what I don't like about it. And what these people should do is work together. That's where the politics ruins it. You know, it's like instead of working together, it's always about who can cut who up and who's got the angle. That's what I don't get about politicians or politics. You ask one side one thing, they say that. Then the other side says this. So then you go, well, what do I believe? What do I believe? You know, the truth lies somewhere.
We have to attack also. See, when I come to you and I go, Councilman Turturro, Joey Coco Diaz, I'm part of the Recreation Department, and listen, we need some funding for an acting program. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, listen, I got 22 kids over there. They love Brando. They love Pacino. They love Jimmy Smits. All right? And what they want to do is they want to learn how to act. Mm-hmm. It will cost you peanuts. Plus, there's 20 kids. They're 2 parents apiece. Everybody knows when you die, you get 250 mass cards. Everybody at least knows 250 people. Do you want people to know, Councilman Turturro, that you didn't give us the acting program after you win? How would that feel in your community? Okay, what can you do for me? Get me signatures for this, Bob. And we work together. And I hold you to your promises.
Right.
A lot of people give up or he won't do it. No, hold him to his fucking promise. Hold him. How do you hold him to a promise? Voters. He doesn't want to lose those people. Once you get in there, Nick Turturro, it's not the first term when you start stealing. Mm-hmm. It's the second term.
Right.
See, the first term, you set the tunnels up.
Right.
I'm going to rob this guy. I'm going to rob this guy. There's a mall opening up. It's a no-zone mall. You know what I'm saying? It's a $20 million job. $2 million of that got to go in my pocket directly. Oh, he ain't opening no fucking mall. You follow me? I mean, Lee, it's so dirty. You sit there. You know, look at this guy from Jersey. I'll give you an example. Look at this guy from Jersey. To close the fucking bridge. I don't even live in Jersey, but I know how it works. As soon as I heard it, I go, wait a second. What kills me about it, he's letting a woman go to jail.
Christy?
Yeah. That's just, I don't really know the facts, but she's got 4 kids, Christy. Go in there, tell the truth. Let the girl get probation, throw her out of politics. Let them take her law degree away, but don't let a mother of 4 get sent to fucking prison.
Oh,
you know, this is what's going on. You know, listen, when I'm the governor, I got 3 or 4 guys. Those 3 or 4 guys, you get paid to insulate me, okay? What does that mean? If I'm with a hooker and I stab her in the throat, guess who's taking her to the swamps? Get ready, Nick Turturro. You're taking a body to the swamps. Lee's done this before. Lee, how many bodies we bury out there? 18, 19? Yes, sir.
1 body.
Because Lee believes I'm going to be president of the United States someday, and he's going to be my number 1 guy. See, he told his father already he's going to be the first Jewish whatever. So it becomes cultish. It becomes kind of cultish in a way. Like, yes, sir.
Right.
You're doing shit for this guy that he kills somebody in that condo. Who do you think buries him out in fucking Jersey City?
Exactly.
You and Lee. That's your new job. You just take care of dead hookers. You pull the teeth, you throw lye on them, you cut off the fingertips, bring it back to me. Lee's done it before, right, Lee? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like that movie with Burt Reynolds when he plays the congressman or whatever, and Demi Moore's the stripper and he's in love with her, and he hires the guy to take the lint from her laundry, and he would Burt Reynolds would You ever see the movie, Lee? No, you haven't, because you're a fucking Momo. You know what we're talking about, Nick?
What's the name of that?
Nick, there's a movie that is hilarious. Burt Reynolds is in it. I think it's before Boogie Nights. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. But they play Burt Reynolds.
Look that up, Lee.
Yeah.
What's it? Do you remember
he plays a governor with Demi Moore and somebody else. It's 1997. She plays a stripper.
Oh,
striptease in 96.
Striptease, yes.
Is that funny?
Watch this. See if type in Burt Reynolds striptease, Lee. See if it comes up. Well, what this guy did was he rubbed butter on himself. He put a cowboy hat on and cowboy boots, and they would bring him the lint from her laundry, and he would just whack off.
Really?
Yeah, but they, listen, you just don't come up with that. Somebody's had to do that in front of you at least one time in your life. You gotta look at that and go, the senator's great. Meanwhile, you call them with cowboy boots with butter all over.
Butter.
Because those guys become fucking Congress and shit just to be freaks.
Yeah.
Those are the people that fucking...
That's true.
It's sad, but...
I know. Mine was a doorman. I had a cowboy one time like that. Asked me to come up to the room. He answered in his underwear and cowboy hat and boots. I said, "What do you need, sir?" He said, "You do just fine." I said, I didn't know what to say. I was a doorman. He goes, "You just good." I don't know why.
How old was he?
I was in my 20s.
How old was he?
He's all, a man, 50 or something. I had no idea that he wanted to swing that way, but he made me laugh with the cowboy boots. He's thinking the butter. He's in his underwear. It was a sight to see. I said, "You know what?" I said, I'll get back to you.
He had butter on himself?
No, I'm saying, imagine if he had butter.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. No.
I had to get out of there. When I was a doorman, I experienced a lot of stuff. Oh my God!
You find anything from
I have like a 2-second clip. That's all I can find.
No, don't worry about that. Yeah, you
I gotta watch that.
That's a great movie. It's not an Academy Award winner, but for that time period, Burt Reynolds disappeared for a while. He had tax problems. He stabbed somebody. Burt had some problems.
He's a wild guy.
Then he came back with Striptease. The other one,
Boogie Nights. He was outstanding. He's great in that.
And he went straight from there. So,
man, he blew me away in Boogie. He was so good in that. I love that one scene where Wahlberg. He's good, Mark Wahlberg, and he comes out. And he's like, he couldn't get a hard on, and he's in the bathroom, and they got this other new kid out there like Johnny Wad. I don't know where they found him, and Wahlberg's like, "You're not an actor. You're not an actor. I'm an actor. Not you." So he was like trying to get hard, and then he tells Burt. Burt knew he was coked up, and he goes, I'm ready to fuck. I'm ready to fuck right now." He's like, "No, you're not ready." He goes, "Get out of here." He goes, "I got the biggest dick here." Burt Reynolds like grabs him by the throat. He goes, "You're fired!" And he goes, "Fuck you, man." He like goes into a karate stance like Bruce Lee. Man, it was a great scene.
It really is.
I mean, a great scene. What a great movie. Funny and sad. Oh, man, that movie is dynamite. Well, Paul Thomas Anderson. I'm a big fan of his. Man.
That movie is a really emotional.
That movie
roller coaster ride.
Great.
If you've never seen Boogie Nights, you better smoke a number and get a blanket and really focus on what goes on in that movie.
Great.
They take you on a fucking ride. There's scenes in that
brilliant
that you look at and go, Jesus Christ, who thought of this shit?
I know the guy's watching his wife. What's his name? What's his name? The guy with the. Forget his name. He's a good actor.
He shoots himself.
Yeah, man.
Macy.
Well, how about Phil Seymour?
Yeah, he's in it.
Oh my God,
he's great. Marky Wahlberg was on fire.
Marky Wahlberg was on fire.
The scene
so
when Burt Reynolds goes to the jail to see the guy that molested little boys, and the producer,
that was sad.
the
behind the glass,
the captain.
Yeah.
And he's like, they found pictures.
Did you do it?
He goes, they're so innocent. I just love to. They sit on my lap. I don't ever do anything.
That's when Burt had to like walk away from him.
Yeah. Don't leave me.
Roller Girl. How about that scene in the car with the girl and
he pulls
Heather?
her right off.
What's her name? Heather. What's her name? The actress. She was. Oh man.
He pulls them off. I like to say it's Ventura, but it's not. It's not really Ventura Boulevard.
It's supposed to be, but
is it really?
Well, because the guy grew up in the valley. The movie.
So she pulls up next to him, and they ask her to get in the.
Yeah, they're making
the van,
and he got rough with her.
They start making out, and she's like, "Relax and fuck you. It's a shame you turned out to become this." And he's got makeup on his face, and she goes, "What'd you say?"
Right.
And that's right. You became a fucking loser. And then he goes out as he's putting his jacket on. She goes out of the car and clocks him with something. He goes down. They start kicking him and shit.
Yeah.
There's fucking blood everywhere. At the same time, they're mixing in a scene with Marky Wahlberg in a parking lot. And a little guy in a truck pulls up next to him.
Yeah.
And they're asking each other, "What do you want to do?" "I don't know. What do you want to do?" "What do you want to do?" He goes, "I want to see you jerk off. $10.
What?
$10.
Yeah.
All right. And at the same time, this scene's going on. And Mikey, and then all of a sudden you go back to the scene with she's still kicking him with the roller skates on.
Mm-hmm.
And blood's going everywhere. And then you go back to the scene where Marky Wahlberg is jerking the fuck off. And all of a sudden, she goes back to the scene where Burt Reynolds comes out, and they have an argument now. And Burt Reynolds starts punching this motherfucker in the head.
He loses it.
And back to the scene where fucking, all of a sudden, a truck full of guys pull up, get out and
Beat the shit out of
and
Wahlberg.
beat the shit out of Marky Wahlberg.
What about the scene with Molina? That is whacked.
Then it takes you to another scene. Now they're so hooked. It really takes you to a sad. It takes you to a sad view of what happened at that time period with cocaine. How quick it got into the game and changed everything. It changed everything. It changed these people completely. You see it.
Yeah.
Anybody who does a movie about the 80s and shows you, anybody could show you coke.
Mm-hmm.
But to see the transformation of people,
Where it took him.
that's
Yeah.
Henry Hill.
Right.
Scorsese was the first one who did it.
Yeah.
When he snorts the coke and pops up, and they show his face and his nose getting red,
Right.
and his eyes, they focus on his eyes getting dilated. That's beautiful.
Right.
His eyes were, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
all that stuff is beautiful.
Well, you saw it with Walt. I mean, the transformation.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah, because
At
at the
the
beginning,
guitar studio?
he was an innocent. He was kind of like, he was vulnerable and he was innocent, even though you know.
What was he, a dishwasher or a waiter?
He was like yeah. He was not even a waiter. He was a, what do they call that? The bus boy. He was a bus boy. You know, he had the pompy hairdo and. You know, and then the mother who was like freaking out. Where you going at night? Where you going? You know, he was like, I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna be a star. He had the pictures. I mean, he wanted to be somebody. You know, and he believed he was really like, he took it serious that he was this porno star. You know, he really like, he thought he was doing some good acting.
You know who's very good in that? The black kid. He's big now.
Oh, he's a good actor.
He goes into the donut place,
Yeah.
and they rob the place, and he gets the money to open up a stereo shop.
He's a very good actor.
There's so many different
There's a lot
stories
of good
going on,
performances.
and they're all very.
It's a great movie.
Every part of it. When you watch the movie, and if you're watching it, and you have control of it, you won't speed through those scenes.
No.
Because every scene comes together. The movie comes together great. Where him at the end, he shows his big dick.
Yeah.
And it's a rubber thing, and people went nuts. You ever watch it, Lee?
No.
You got to
why
see
would
it.
you?
It's a must.
Why would you? That's the first thing I do when I go to tonight when you get home at 2 in the morning. Wake Paul up and watch Boogie Nights.
I like that movie.
You know, why do you tell me all the crazy, horrible scenes?
Yeah, but you still got to see it. You know, it's funny too.
Horrible scenes.
It's very funny.
It's very entertaining
And it's also sad.
and very sad in a lot of ways. Then they have a story with the chick. She can't see her kids.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in that movie where her and Heather are locked in a room, and they've been in there for about 8 hours, and they're snorting coke, and they're talking to each other. And she's like, "Why won't you be my mommy?" "Okay, from now on I'll be your mommy." "Okay, you're my mommy. You're my mommy. Let's go for a walk." And she goes, "No, let's not go for a walk, dog. Unless you've been up for 10 hours on blow." That's exactly how people act.
He nailed it, huh?
When you're locked in a room with somebody, in an apartment with
Right.
somebody, 8-10 hours, you start fucking getting crazy. You start talking, "Nick, I've always loved you since the time we did the longest." "Really, Joey, I love you too, like a brother too. Jesus Christ. Let's do another line, okay?" It's all part of the fucking stupidity,
Right.
but it becomes something else, and then you go for 20 hours. And it becomes something completely fucking different. It's so to really show, I can always tell when a movie's faking the funk.
Yeah, you knew,
When
huh?
they put coke on the table. Okay, anybody could do that. That's a $10 fucking stunt, right?
Right.
That could be anything white. I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the feeling that the director gives you. One of the best is Scorsese, Scarface.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't even the shots, I think it was more the music. The music scared you into the cocaine. It was like evil music.
Yeah. The music was great. I know.
The organs came in strong and shit. That's all they needed. Was every time they showed coke was to make what's his name go and nobody would have done coke no more. You see, they fucked up. Lee, what's going on over there?
What did Uma Thurman almost OD on in Pulp Fiction? Was that coke or was it heroin?
It was heroin because she was looking for coke, But instead, Travolta had coke and heroin he bought from that dealer.
What's that thing they did to her? They like gave her a shock.
They gave her a shot of that
Adrenaline, right?
adrenaline. Yeah.
Oh, that
Listen, that's the part I fainted.
really?
Listen, the first time I went to see that movie, first time that movie came out, what, 94, 95, okay? Pulp Fiction, that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was living in Boulder, Colorado. I had friends. I had
94.
I had friends. I had a life. I was in a terrible position with my ex-wife, but I had these little goombas who owned a deli zone, and they had girls that they hung out with. They were kids. They were 24, and here I am, a loser comedian, 32. I owed child support and shit, but these guys were my friends. I had a car. I had a bicycle for days when I didn't have cash. You know, I was just trying to put the pieces together, man. And one night they invite me. They go, listen, we bought like 15 tickets. You want to go see this new Tarantino movie? They're telling me who this guy is. I go, all right, let's go. And I'm having a great fucking time. You're not going to believe this story when I tell you. Jesus Christ. I don't even want to fucking tell you because you're going to be mad at me. Somebody's going to substitute it for the sake, but it really was. I'm sitting there having a great time. It's a bunch of us sitting together, you know, like when you and all your friends get to sit together. And it comes to that part where he shoves the needle in her heart, and I pass out.
Just like
Pass out.
crammed
Like
and you
done.
went out?
Out. No noise, no noise, no nothing. My head went back, and I just rolled off the chair a little bit. And after about a minute, they realized, check on Joey. What's going on there? And they checked on me and shit. They threw a little water in my face and shit. When I woke up, I heard, you know, a little bit of that shit. And then I realized I fainted. They go, what happened? I go, I fainted when I saw the blood go in there. But how I came out of that, I popped the fucking raisinette. And it took me right out of that trance.
Raisins are terrible.
Go fuck yourself, Lee. What do you like? You like chocolates or peanuts?
Yeah, peanut M&Ms. What are you talking about?
I like
Raisinets.
Listen, dog.
Oh my
I
God.
like M&Ms too.
The fuck is
But
WYA? What does that mean, Lee? My
WYA?
son sends me that. WYA.
Don't even tell me Trump won because people calling their travel agent as we speak.
Is that what that means?
Oh shit!
I'll go to CNN.
All right now, fucking. Let me tell you something. If Trump wins tonight, there's gonna be a Trump code. Get out.
Trump surges. Oh my God.
He's winning.
244 to 215.
Is he losing?
He's winning.
Oh my God.
He will win Utah. People they project.
Oh my God. You heard it, cocksuckers. Well, you know, by the time you hear the podcast, by the time you hear this, you'll
It'll
be
be
thinking,
old news, right?
It'll be old news. You'll be sitting there going, what the fuck happened last night? Who knew? You didn't really know? I had a feeling. I didn't know. You know, the phone calls, the not phone calls, the foundation. I think I didn't know that it lied a lot deeper than that. That's how uninformed I was. So, who the fuck gives a shit? Good to see you, Nick.
You too, buddy. I love you.
What was the last thing you shot?
I shot this movie called A Chance in the World in Chicago. Got a little movie that just came out now called Subterranea that I did like 2 years ago. It just came out on, DVD. It's a weird little fucking movie. Not bad. Then something called The Eyes, which is coming out in all these indies. I'm the king of indies right now. But trying to shoot my own pilot, which I want you to be a part of. So, just forging ahead. Trying to stay alive. Joe.
Sorry about that. I'm starting to get a little anxiety from those stars.
You all right?
Oh yeah, I'm always fine. I just got
Make me worry when I watch you. I hear you breathing. I'm like,
I just gotta get my composure. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I got the nose done, not for beauty's sake.
Oh, it's
And
better.
nothing you could do for
Oh, to
me.
breathe?
Yeah, to breathe. But lately I've been getting clogged up again, and I've been getting a headache on the right side of my head at night.
Sinus?
So something's going fucking on. If this goes on, if I wake up tonight with a headache, tomorrow I gotta wake up at 8:30 and go right to the doctor.
You might need an MRI. Check it out.
Yeah, something's not right. I'm not getting dizzy spells. I've been going.
Where's the headache?
Right here.
Up there?
Yeah. Right there.
And you're waking up with it, or
Yeah, I wake up at 1 in the morning when I go to pee. 2 in the morning. I got a fucking headache.
you gotta just check it out. You know what I mean? Watch with those stars. Maybe too many stars.
No, I'll be on the
Oh, yeah.
lookout for stars.
All right.
Every once in a while, you gotta break the monotony. I've been getting late. Have I not been a good boy lately, except for Saturday night? I ate like the double package of that
You
death.
look good.
I'm trying, brother.
You look good.
I'm trying.
Your special looks great.
You know, man, 25 fucking years of doing comedy.
You
And
deserve it.
yeah, no, I'm very happy
Funny
with it.
bastard.
I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy they gave me a shot. So here we are. It comes out December 8th on CISO. It's a division of NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, NBC has a ton of great stuff on there. So a lot of people know about CISO. A lot of them don't.
Where is CISO now? How do I find that?
How do they find it, Lee?
CISO.
CISO, it's everywhere. I have mine on my Amazon Prime and my Roku. It's great. So actually,
What are they buying? These people. Buying.
so there's a streaming service.
Oh, they're
And
streaming.
let me see if I can find a list of the devices. So, oh my God, it's everywhere. So you can do it on your desktop, your mobile, Android, Amazon Fire, iOS, all of them, and tablets. You can do your Roku, Amazon, Xbox, Windows 10, Chromecast apps, and if you have an Apple TV, you can AirPlay from your mobile device or desktop computer.
Oh, so from
So
anywhere.
it's from everywhere.
Let's say you have a big screen TV like this.
Yes,
Can you
right.
plug it into your computer and it'll play up there?
You could, but your big screen TV probably has. It could even be a smart TV and have the app, or you could have a Roku. So you might not even need that.
You're a fucking genius, Lee. So if you don't have it, you know what you do? You go to CISO and press. Lee, you got to be prepared.
I was prepared. For you.
When is it going to air?
December 8th it is.
December 8th. Very good.
You been cooking lately?
Yeah, I've been making some sauce. In fact, I'm thinking of reviving my sauce because I had it in a jar years ago, and these Italian guys just got into a lot of trouble. We didn't have any capital. So I got a guy that called me the other day from St. Louis. He goes, "Hey, you remember that sauce you made in the jar, Nicky Red sauce?" I said, "Yeah, because it was a great sauce. I got this company up in Oregon. They're packers. They may want to pack it and do the whole thing." Oh my God, it's Nick. He's probably calling me about Trump. So I called the guy that made the sauce, and he says, "Listen, Nick, I'll help you out." He goes, "If you want, I'll give you the recipe because it took me a while to make it right for you. Because it came out great. I just need capital. So maybe we'll get it going and we'll call it Nicky Red Sauce from the Turturro brothers. I'll bring Johnny into it. That'll help me, you know, Nick and John, even though John's got nothing to do with the sauce. But I make a mean, you know.
What kind of sausage do they make?
It's a red sauce, you know.
Let's say just one kind, just one.
No, well, we had one flavor, but we got to make more than one flavor. To be seen on the shelves, you need like 5-6 flavors. But from the base sauce, they could make other flavors.
Yeah.
You can make a
Roasted garlic.
Yeah, roasted garlic. You can make basil. You can make the main meat sauce, which I made with pork rib bones. It came out fantastic. I'll show you a picture. The other day, I put some meatballs together. They're tremendous. She thinks I'm like fooling around this late. You see what I mean? Yeah, it goes on for hours. Yeah, that's right. What are you gonna do?
You're never out past fucking 8:30 at night. You're sitting on your couch yelling at the TV, tweeting.
Right.
Go fuck
You
yourself.
read all my tweets. My son goes, "All you talk about is baseball."
You ain't pitching right.
Yeah, I know.
This guy's crazy. The World Series was a great. I spoke about it
I'm
last
analyzing.
week.
I'm analyzing it.
I ain't mad at you, dog. Get off that phone. Let's finish this shit.
I know.
If not, I'll never get your attention and shit like that. I haven't seen you in years. Where the fuck you been? I went away.
I know.
I've been away a long time. Nobody went up in there and told you.
Right. And now we're back.
Now we're back. You still shining shoes? I don't shine shoes no
No,
more.
I don't shine shoes anymore.
That's right. Nobody went up there
I'll
and
tell
told
you that.
Oh,
Yeah.
this guy can shine shoes.
Oh.
Spit shine.
Yeah, all of a sudden, why are you getting fresh?
I wonder if he's still alive.
People here. Who?
That dude.
Frank Vincent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's alive.
Yeah,
I
we
think
would've heard.
I think he had some issues. You know, I heard he was sick a little bit, but he always had a great head of hair. He had that nice gray hair. I worked with him on Jungle Fever with Spike, and then he was in Witness to the Mob with me, and then he did The Sopranos. He did. He always had a great face. That Frank Vincent. And Do the Right Thing when he's going through the fire hydrant.
What's the guy's name? Johnny Black. Johnny who?
Yeah, Joe Black.
Joe Black.
Right.
Joe
who?
Joe Black.
Joe, right. I don't fucking know. He went crazy.
Felipe was here the other day.
Who was Sparza?
No, yeah, we were talking about your movie when you were kind enough to give us both roles.
Oh, that movie was a disaster. But I gave you guys parts.
But the funniest thing in the world was when we gave David Proval weed.
Oh, my. You guys gave him weed?
Oh.
He's a great actor, David Proval.
That's why one of the days he was forgetting his lines. And his following day off, he went and got a medical marijuana license, and he's never looked back. I bumped into him 3 years later. He's like, listen, dog, you saved my life. I was having a lot of problems and shit. You gave me that pot cookie. I went home and slept for 18 hours. But when I woke up, my problems were healed.
I tell you something about David Proval. That guy.
We fucked him up on the set.
He fell over one time on a chair and hit his head.
On the movie set?
Yeah. And then he goes, that little Filipino producer was an animal, Nick, an ice woman. I said, I know, she was a cold. Because I wound up having fights with those two people because they were fucking, they were like really animals. And they wanted to make a movie and the thing was really all over the place. And then they brought these other guys in. I brought a director in that he had an ass scarf. He didn't know what the fuck he didn't know what he was talking about. I wanted to fire him and I brought him in. I wanted to fire him.
As soon as you saw this guy.
No, this fucking guy, I didn't know. He was a real mook. And I almost killed him. I threw him out of the editing room. I went to the editing room and I said, get out. Get the fuck out. And he was like, what? I said, I got final cut. Now take a fucking walk. You and your fucking ass off, go get out of here.
Yeah, the worst.
Yeah, one time he did something. The kids were acting. My son was acting, and he like told him like I said, "What are you doing? Don't call cut. These are kids. The behavior is beautiful. What are you doing?" He knew nothing about acting. This guy. He like lived in a, I didn't know him, and I just brought him in because I thought I did this little movie with him.
This guy had a bad piece. It was like,
my god.
It was like.
Fucking guy.
It was like a horrible hairpiece.
I was going to take his head and take the DP's head and like together, I was going to crunch both of them.
Oh, you have no idea, people at home.
Oh, I mean, you do all kinds of movies. It was classic.
This was, the only problem we didn't do with this was shoot a documentary.
We should have.
That's where the money
would have been because the making of that movie. I mean, I had a lot of people. Joey's in it. I had Paul Rodriguez.
His fucking
Felipe
hair.
came.
He had a fucking wig piece and it was sideways.
That fucking ass scarf like he was from, some English Indian guy. He was trying to sound intelligent.
It was a fucking. Listen,
I have all these scripts and this and that.
Had a great time. I'm always thankful.
We had fun. We had fun. I learned a lot doing it.
I laughed my ass off.
You learn a lot. I learned a lot.
They shot me, and then I had to go for an audition. I shaved my mustache, so they had to paint the.
Probably gave you a really shitty mustache,
they
right?
Gave you a really shitty mustache.
Joey was a sheriff. Oh my God, there's some funny shit in it. But, it is what it is. But you're right. The making of that movie would have been genius.
That's the movie, forget about.
Yeah, the movie was forget.
The making of when Paul Rodriguez was 4 hours late and they sent somebody over to his house.
Oh, my God.
Had to break the fence and wake him up and shit.
Oh,
we were laughing about that.
I only did it for the money. My wife told me, don't do this. Don't work with that guy. Don't work with that guy because he was a father at the school and he was chasing me and he gave me a script, and I said, it's unreadable. I don't know what to do with that. When you try to rewrite a bad script, it was rough. And then I brought that guy in with the hair, and that was a bad choice. Then I wanted to get rid of him, and then the other guy wouldn't fire him. The producer. He was like, no. I said, it's either him or me. I said, I was getting mad. I was getting really angry. I wound up, I didn't want to be mean to the guy because I brought him in. But then I threw him out of the editing room. That was the funniest when I saw him in the editing room. I was like, get out. You have to fucking leave now. I said, because I got to try to save it. I couldn't really save it.
I came to this town in 1997, and within 6 months, I was booked for something. If you want me to lie to you, I didn't know what I was doing. This went on for a few years. I didn't know what I was doing. I finally got into an acting class and got the basics, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then, guys, by 2000, I started working and working and working and working. And it was always something. A TV show, Mad TV, a movie, back to a TV show, co-star. I did 10 fucking co-stars. You know what a co-star is? 2.5 lines if you're lucky. Me, I know how to squeeze an extra line out of fucking anything. I know how to break 2 lines in half. I'm the king of all that shit. So I'll at least get 4 lines. But I get 4 or 5 hours on the set. I get to eat like a king. I get to take a sandwich home, talk to somebody I've never met before. But it's funny that at this point in my life, if I had a gun to my head and you gave me time, not money, I could direct a film.
Oh, yeah.
Do you follow me? Just from the experience I've had.
Sure.
Well, Joey, you never went to a director school. Listen, I've watched 10,000 movies. I know what I like.
Exactly.
I know what I don't
you know
like.
what you don't like.
I know the cuts I'm looking for. I know what to give the viewer.
Right.
And this is how this movie has to get done.
Exactly.
These movies today, they give you everything. When I was growing up, I grew up on films that left you hanging mentally. And all of a sudden, your mental state started asking for it. The reason why, and I repeat myself, they never showed the body of Don Corleone. They only showed the curtain blowing with the wind. They never zero in on him and show him dead. They never do.
No.
They give you to him from a side vision. Just cuts like that you have to go home and think about and go, why didn't they show him lying there like everybody else in the movie?
Right. And, you know, that's knowing what you're looking at, too. And then, like, even when he was pushing me, he goes, why don't you do I just figured, well, at the time, I don't want to be Bob. Well, I'll bring someone in, like Adam has these guys come in, but Adam's sort of in charge. But this guy was trying to be autistic with an ascot, and I was just like peeing in my pants. I said, I got to throw him, I wanted to throw him over the hill. I wanted to, get him right in that ranch and leave him there. But, but he wasn't a bad guy. But you're right. If you know what good acting is, if you have a vision and you know how to tell a story, you don't have to be a genius. You just have to have good people around you. Like this guy wouldn't have a clue what was good. He didn't know what he was looking at. It's like a lot of TV guys, sometimes they're just traffic cops. They're not artists. Sometimes you work with some guys that'll actually work with you with the performance. They'll fine-tune it with you, and you go, okay, this guy's good. He's not just putting his cameras everywhere. Not just sticking a camera. It's about, having a relationship, knowing how to talk to an actor, knowing how to get a performance out of a guy. That's what it's about.
And those are some beautiful fucking words, brother.
Thank you.
Look, the cop sirens are starting already.
Yeah.
It's starting.
I'm afraid, man.
What are you afraid of? Nothing's going to happen. They give us some shout-outs here. Laurie Ortega, Uncle Joey loves you. Stu Munoz, Heidi Geldis Young, Russ from Boston, Brian O'Shea, Mike Pasiglia, Andy Lupton, James Strickland. I love you motherfuckers with all my heart, you bad.
Sorry for that, Lee.
I hope everybody, and listen, man, I'm always optimistic. Like I said, they tried to scam me like 2 or 3 elections, and I realized that as an American, the beauty about being American is that you're raised to keep on going. They're going to take more taxes, Joey. They're going to, hey, listen, it's a cost for making money, taxes. I don't want you to think about taxes as not paying them because you don't want to pay them. I want you to think about it as paying them because you're making the money to pay them. And that eliminates that whole thing. Everybody in this room, when they get their tax bill at the end of the year, your fucking jaw drops.
Yeah.
Your jaw drops. You can't fucking believe it. You were a kid a couple years ago. You paid $35 and you marked off a check and they gave you all your fucking federal and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What about when you're coming out of college and you have all these loans and you're like, okay, I'm making $500 a week and you're expecting $1,500 or something, and then it comes back and it's, I don't know, what would it be? 12 something, 3 something, 13 something. It's killer month to month, but yeah, when you have to pay it at once at the end of the year, it's scary. I think I finally might be able to pay it off without credit cards.
I hope that. I remember being in a hole at a certain age. Like, I was in a hole for years, but it didn't really matter. I was in a hole. But then I got involved in a relationship, and I had a child. And after I got separated from her, I got into a hole. And I remember, you know me, dog. I just told you I keep records of every audition I went at. I got into a hole that every time I would redo my paperwork, I get more and more depressed because I didn't know about that world. The world I came from, you did something, you paid for it. When I was growing up, I fucked drug dealers over and bookies and shit like that. I'm not talking about that stuff. For some reason, one day I go somewhere and somebody says to me, Joe Diaz, you have great credit. This is after years of being a fucking bandit next to Turturro. And I find this, and I go sign up for college, and I'm getting more and more credit cards. And I got to be honest with you, I wouldn't use those credit cards. There was one credit card that I rotated to get breakfast at this granola place. That was it. I don't, I'm not a big card guy because I know at the final end, you pay for that, but you got to pay for that later on.
Yeah.
That ain't free. See, half of America goes, Lee, fuck it, it's on me. Let's go get steaks. And all of a sudden that check comes in. Eee! Ooh, that's a big number, huh? And, that's a big fucking number.
Big number.
That's a big number. That steak don't taste that good no more,
That's
huh?
right.
No, it doesn't.
That chocolate cake, you're like, oh Jesus, why would I get the chocolate cake for $18?
I know.
So it really
Tastes
I always
good.
kept it under control, and then I got divorced, the attorneys, the cash advances,
Yeah, I know.
and I went fucking overboard. And I remember sitting there at night like crying, writing down like fucking the numbers I owed, how I was gonna pay them. And once you get behind that big wall,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
you
You gotta tell me, boy.
the best is when you're behind the wall and you have an option, but you can't come to the conclusion that you're gonna have to give up that option, even though in your heart you're like, I'm not gonna lose this.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I remember when paying $10,000 one time a month. I'm like, how the hell did a kid like me? Yeah, I was making a few dollars. Did you paying 10 grand? I was a doorman. The fuck I get off? You hit me with 10 grand. All of a sudden, you're a target. Then years later, the judge goes, well, what could you potentially make? I could potentially make ugats. That's what I could make. You know what I mean? I can make $0, or I can make $5, or maybe I make 500 or 5,000 or 50. Who knows? I don't know. I'm in a business that's feast or famine. Once you're successful, they think you're going to be successful forever. It doesn't last.
Lee and I were speaking about this the other day. What are you gonna say, Lee?
I was gonna say you were saying that 30 years goes by like this, but it really doesn't. That like in some ways, because there's people my age buying houses. I see it all the time on Facebook, and they're signing 15, 30-year mortgages, and that's a long time to be tied to a place. I know you can leave, but it's not as easy as leaving an apartment. That's whenever I see someone who I know do that, it scares me.
It's emotional. Owning houses, selling houses. I've gone through it.
I lost my childhood house. I didn't pay who got there. I walked in when I wanted. I left when I wanted. I opened up the refrigerator. There was always something in there. It was nice.
Right.
Good country America.
Still the best.
And the house got yanked. I never really had for years.
You ever go back?
To the house?
Yeah.
To the front of it.
Yeah, the front.
I think it's too powerful in there still. I think it'll take me on a wild journey I'll never recover from. It'll take me months to recover from. So why open up that door? I'm only 53.
Yeah.
It would take me 3 years to uncover the journey in that fucking house.
But there's nothing like the house you grew up in, right? I mean, it's like we had a 2-bedroom finished basement, 1 bathroom. 1 freaking bathroom. And these were bathroom people, my brothers, my father. We survived. I don't know how, I never remember like people clashing. We must have all went at different times. I don't remember, but somehow it worked. You need at least 2 bathrooms. I don't know how we survived with 1.
And when you walked in, it smelled like farts. And that's the worst thing in the morning.
Farts?
When you walk into a bathroom and somebody took a shit.
Yeah.
And you're the second, and it still has that warmth in the air.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's why you got to flush. I tell people flush.
Oh my
flush.
God! You walk in there, that warmth, that shit.
Oh, I
warmth,
hate that.
right from the big intestine.
Woo.
You let it out. Once
Yeah.
the stomach hits the water,
Yeah.
it's like 2 seconds of that
Boom.
tear gas that triples.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker didn't open the window, and you walk into it in the morning.
Oh, I hate
wanted
that.
to cry.
I know.
I wanted to cry. Like when I used to be in prison and all that shit, nothing bothers me more than smelling
That
fucking
rotten
man's
shit.
ass.
I know.
Oh.
No, it's terrible.
It's like when you go to the airport, you gotta piss, and you walk in there, and you walk into the center, and it's like a tornado
right.
of 8 different men's shit in the middle,
Oh,
just
man.
spinning around,
Bad. I know.
sucking you in, and you're like, oh my God, you take a piss with your hand covered.
Covering
It's
your
horrific.
hand. I know.
It's fucking horrific.
No, you can't. I got to run out of there.
It's horrific, that smell. So
That's why I like to pee in the outside, in the backyard. Nothing like peeing in the backyard. It just feels good. I don't know. As a man, it's different.
I always used to be in the yard when I was walking my dog.
Yeah.
I'm listen, you got the wrong motherfucker. I will pee inside if they let me. You understand me? If I could just get up in the middle of the night, open up my blanket with my sleep apnea mask on, take out my little dick, and if my wife did not live with me, I would have a bottle next to me, like those hospital bottles.
Oh my God.
And I would stick my dick in that thing and pee in the middle of the night and go right back to napping.
I've done that many times.
I would have to ring a bell in the mornings for a nurse to come in and rub my legs to get the circulation back in them.
You ever have to pee in a bottle, like in a car?
I love all that stuff.
I did it one
can't.
time. I had that emergency. I couldn't stop.
Nick, you're a little older. You pee 82 times a day. Every time you drink an ounce, you lose an ounce.
Yeah.
And if you drink tonight, if you drink another bottle of water tonight, when you get home tonight, it's 3-4 times you gotta wake up, and it's every time you get settled, ba-boom.
I know.
And you piss, and you can't believe it. Even your wife, my wife would go to me, what were you drinking last night? It sounded like a horse was pissing in there. It's like a machine gun leak. You can't figure out what you drank, and you go like, all right, this is the last time I'll pee. An hour and a half later.
It's been happening to me too.
Oh, it does? At your age?
I think maybe.
How old is Lee?
28.
He's a young pup.
He's a young pup.
28, maybe.
I've been peeing a lot. I don't know. I've had my checkup. I'm fine, but
Shouldn't be peeing that much at that age.
I don't get up at night that much anymore.
No?
Yes, he does. He gets up twice a night.
Not twice.
Once and a half a night. He averages like once and a half a night. Because one time he'll get up not to piss. He'll get up looking for cookies. He'll make believe he's looking for a burglar.
Dude, you're only saying that
That's
because
my
you know
problem.
exactly. You do the same thing when you wake up stoned still.
What do I do?
Get cookies.
You get the munchies, Joe? Are you a snacker?
I'm a fucking nutcase.
I always feel like I gotta eat something.
Okay, my wife, I'll tell her 18 times, do me a favor, don't buy this shit. Okay.
Do me a favor.
I come home a week later, I open up the cabinet at night. What do you think is in there? Fucking cookies, 2 different types. One of them is my favorite.
What is it?
One of them I'll stab you in the heart over.
What,
especially
Famous Amos?
No.
Orioles?
Oh, I don't know. Milano.
Mint Milano?
Milano, not
Oh.
the mint. Just the regular
Regular
one.
Milano.
Right. She'll get a bag of that. Lee Syatt, to the audience listening, I could walk past that motherfucker for 3 weeks and not touch that thing. I could eat 80 stars, not touch it. I would go home at night and drink water, or maybe I'll pop a little iced tea with lemon and some fake sugar. But I don't break down and drink. There's always 2, 3, 4 cans of Coke Zero or whatever.
I hate Coke Zero.
It takes them for a while. It takes them to go. I'm not a big. I'm done. I'm done with soda. But there's shit at my house to drink. What's the story? What's the point I'm getting at? Lisa, do you know what the fucking point?
I'm waiting.
Yeah, I was
I'm
waiting for the
waiting for it.
punchline.
The what?
Waiting to find out.
That's what I'm trying to get from you. What's the point of the story? I'm so fucking high, I lost it. Cocksucker.
I got 2 stone dudes right on the side of me. They're both stoned that I can't. They're trying to get to the point. It's all right.
No, I don't know what the fuck the point was, but it really doesn't.
What about chips? You like chips? Remember when we was a kid? We used to have a potato chip man. We didn't have money, but you had everybody. You had like a soda man used to come to the house. Dr. Brown soda. We We had a guy named Charles Chips. They were good. They come in a big barrel. It's good shit, man.
I was always more of a Wise potato chip type of motherfucker.
Wise is good too. In fact, when I was back east for this autograph show, I had a bag of Wise potato chips in my room, and I was like, wow, you can't find Wise out here.
You know, like Cape Cod? I like Cape Cod.
Cape Cod ain't bad. I like the sea salt one. What's the one back east that I love? You can't even get it here. Oh, it's a great potato chip. There's certain things you can't get here.
It's amazing that Trump is close to winning, and people are locking up their doors. They're thinking Fidel took over. It's fucking tremendous.
Oh my god. I can't wait to see the South Park episode. It's gonna be tremendous.
Unbelievable. Well, welcome to the real world, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2017. At times I look at my 3-year-old and I go, what the fuck? Why'd I do this to this poor girl? By the time she gets to high school, this will be run by fucking people with machine guns on the corners, evading fucking missiles from ISIS. There'll be ISIS neighborhoods. You can only walk in certain neighborhoods. You imagine this? That's a true reality of the way we're going here.
Over here? Yeah, I know.
Who the
It's
fuck
scary.
knows? Who the fuck knows?
I know.
Man? Now we gotta get you a TV show, something about cooking, a roller skating show. There's gotta be something for you. I'm gonna make a call to them. I'm gonna talk to my people at Cecil. They'll call your people.
Yeah, you call your
Get
people, I'll
the
call
fuck-
mine. Call those Facebook people.
It's so funny. I don't even know anybody at Cecil.
Read the pilot. We got you in there. You'd be a regular.
You know, there's just so many forums
Oh, I know.
for television anymore.
Oh, now it's not.
And now,
You gotta go with the times. I mean, even I gotta modernize. I gotta, get with it. My son, everybody's, you gotta get with it, Dad. You're like left. You live in the.
what does he want you to do?
No, he just, he wants me to, maybe.
Give up cable?
Yeah. Don't be so this, don't be so that. I go, that's what I am. I can't be something I'm not. Gotta get in better shape. This. Don't be so New York. Maybe you're too New York. I'm like, come on. I'm too New York. He's a California kid, but he's ambitious. He's rapping. He's doing the whole Kanye thing and writing raps, writing beats. I don't know. I don't get it all. I mean, I have an open mind.
You also need an envelope from time to time.
That's right.
This house don't cost.
That's
fucking,
right. I got to pay for your school.
Yeah, nobody shows up here with a fucking envelope.
That's right.
And I thank you.
I'm trying to do a family faith-based movie. I'm trying to do this movie. I'm trying to do that. I mean, because I need to put food on the table. You know what I mean?
I always had a thing that if my mother stayed alive, I would always stay home, in the back of my mind. And I think about it, I go, who the fuck wants to stay home? When you're 20, the first thing you want to do is get the fuck out of the house.
Right.
For reasons I don't know. Everybody has their own particular reasons. I always thought staying at home was always a good enough reason, but looking at it from a parent now, a different perspective, I don't know. I wouldn't want somebody to stay home, but what does an 18-year-old do in today's world to make money today?
I don't know.
My niece is working at a place. I didn't get the whole story here. She's working at a place like let's pretend Lee owns a restaurant and the pipe broke and it soaked the restaurant. She comes in with 6 people and they clean they take the water and put hoses and take all the moisture out of your carpet, and they add chemicals so it don't stink. They get it right back to how it looked before it got hit with the fucking water. I think she gets a percentage. She gets like 32% of the job. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. I ask her how many hours does she work, and she tells me. So it's like $14 an hour. But she's a supervisor now, and she's moved up.
Yeah.
She works 6 fucking days a week, dog. 2 weeks ago, she washed up a crime scene. Some guy committed suicide and stabbed himself upside down or something. And she cleaned the car.
God.
You can't pay me fucking $3,000 to wipe that shit up.
Right.
So it's just, what does an 18-year-old do? Okay, when I was growing up, there was a thing called the paper route.
I know. I had one. I had two of them.
Yeah, and a child could deliver a paper out,
Yep.
learn how to have human contact,
Exactly.
and how to collect money,
Collect
and
the
how
money.
to get a bonus from the newspaper people.
Yeah.
There was so many
was a
little
big deal.
hustles when I was a child
I know.
that. Yeah, Lee, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I think that hustle has turned into Lyft. To be honest with you,
You could make a living doing that. I mean,
What's left?
that's
Lyft,
like the Uber driver.
the drivers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
I think
being 10, 11, and 12 to giving them a work ethic already at that age.
Right.
Okay, I had the opportunity to and I had the opportunity from within my home, and I had the opportunity from people that I met that said, "You're looking for a summer job?"
Right.
My father's hiring people to pick up bricks for
the
$6.50
summer.
an hour for the
Exactly.
summer, and it was a shit job, but you
Right.
did it,
But you did it, and you understood.
and you put away $1,000.
Right, for the summer.
And you bought clothes, and you
Right.
fixed the stereo in your car, and
That's-
it's really fucking
It's
crazy.
gone, Joe.
So you build them up. By the time they go to high school
Right.
now, they know what the value of $1 is.
Yeah.
Well, last year he made me wash his car for $800, Dad, for the summer. You know, you get to learn all
Right.
those jobs have gone away. There's so many things that went away that it wasn't about the money.
No, it was about,
There you go.
learning the value of something. It's like the paper route.
So now a child, his freshman year, goes into school, and he goes, you know what?
Yeah.
I can't wait for this year to be over, because Uncle Lee is taking me to his print shop for 8 weeks in a row. I'm going to make $10 an hour. I'm going to work 60 hours a week with my Uncle Lee. I'm going to make a bunch of money. I'm going to come out in September. I'm going to have this or this amount of money. I can't do the math in my head that quick. And they had something to live for in a way. Now, that whole time is nothing. They either babysit or work at some stupid ice cream store
Right.
for $5 an hour, and they got to give a piss test, and they got to give them their fucking firstborn. So these kids are raised with no real work ethic.
No.
And now you put them in the upper market, and that place dries the fuck up. What are they going to do? Work at a store as a stocker and shit like that? They don't even have those positions no more. When I was a kid, you walk into any place. If you walked into 20 places and said, hey, you need somebody to stock shelves here, one place would finally
Stock boy.
break and go, yeah, I
Yeah.
can use somebody. You pull clothes from the back, stock them here,
Right.
get the sizes. Fuck yeah. I
Yeah.
knew tons of people who did that
You
shit.
worked in the deli and learned how to slice, make sandwiches. Whatever. I mean,
I don't know who. I don't know what government. I don't know what the Republican or Democrat. This is what baffles me. What happened to all those little positions that got kids ready for the fucking world?
I to be honest, I think a lot of people who lost their jobs are doing it now. When I was working there were a lot of adults who were working there, and I hear more and more that kids in high school can't get the jobs that I got at CVS or Radio Shack or the movie theater. I'm not sure if we could get it anymore, because I think there's a lot of people who graduated college and are qualified but can't get other jobs, so they go for the jobs they can get.
It's crazy because when I was in high school, I was part of the CIE work study program. So you got 15 credits for being part of the program. You had to be there for first class every day, 7:30. You went downstairs and you talked about different careers, what was upcoming, what was available for you in your field by the time you got out of high school. But if you took that course, you only had to take, like, you were out of there at 12:15.
So
But the requirement was you had to have your own job or find a job through the school. That was the requirement.
Right.
So there was people like my friend Veneri, he hired you. Did you drive the car? No, but you washed it, you waxed it by hand, you vacuumed the chapel, you pulled out the caskets, you took the boxes off them, you pulled the formaldehyde. You did shit like that. That is shocking for some people. He didn't make you pick up bodies. From time to time, if they were shorthand and a delivery came up, like they just picked the body up at the airport, and they come back and you happen to be there, you just picked up the fucking body and went inside. It was no big deal. Like, you just knew when somebody pulled up. You hung with Veneri, when somebody pulled up, you just got the body. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? And the guy would look at you and go, fresh from Kennedy Airport all the way from fucking Bermuda. And you look at the guy and he'd be all fucking.
Yeah.
But Veneri even gave you a little salary. You always had a hustle. The church would give you these stickers to sell. If you sold them for $2, you got fucking $1 or something like that, and people would buy them. They don't do that shit no more.
No.
So the children don't accept that they took away the fucking paper out.
I know.
That's what this computer, whoever fucking put the computer and news.
They put that business out, the newspaper business. It was good. It was a good place, you know. It was good to read, good to get the newspaper. I mean, I miss that, you know. You're right. The internet, the web, it's too much. It's just, like you say, we're oversaturated with everything. Just like with baseball. I say we're oversaturated. We're back to being a little more innocent. That was the beauty of baseball. I don't have to overanalyze everything. I don't need these cybermetric guys and tell me this. I watch the game with my eyes. That's why I tweet while I'm watching it. And it comes right out of my heart. And it's the truth.
You meeting stars too?
No stars.
Oh, wait. You dropping this straight on Uncle Joey?
Yeah.
Lee, how you doing over there, brother?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm about to see the devil. I'm pretty fucked up. I don't know why.
How many? I don't know how many we had.
What does it matter?
Not really anymore.
All that matters is you have a good time with your Uncle Joey. That's it.
We always have a good time.
You headed to Boston. I'll be there in a few days.
Fuck yeah.
We're doing the Wilbur Theater, which is sold out. If I know anything about Uncle Bill, he'll find somewhere to put you in the dungeon, and you can see it through Periscope. He'll do something. So yeah. My Uncle Bill, he don't give a fuck. He'll find a way to get $1 out of you. So just show up at the gate. I'm sure there'll be something there for you. If not, I'll be over at the Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut on Saturday night. How's that one for you, bitches?
Look at this. Somebody's trying to get a copy of The Deported.
All right, there you go. You gotta get to the port if you want some real fucking laughs. And that's it. And a week after that, November 18th, I'm on the Come and Take It Comedy Festival in Houston. There's tickets available. Go to Come and Get It Comedy Festival. Great stuff is going on, guys. That's what I'm trying to fucking tell you. Nick Turturro's here tonight.
We know it. Joey Coco
He's
Diaz.
still not a Scientologist.
One of the funniest bastards in America.
Turturro won't break.
Nah.
He's been approached by 15 different Scientologist organizations.
Don't believe a word he says.
Yes, they have. I have a friend
They tried to get me in a pool years ago. Not those. The other one, the Born Again.
Nah, I heard they
couldn't
were trying
get
to get
me
you
in
as a
there.
Scientologist.
Nah.
You're a good piece of meat. You
No,
can be like
not
the
me.
new Tony Danza.
I know
They'll
Tony
put-
Danza.
Not that you know him. They'll put you on as a new Tony Danza.
No, I don't want to be.
Next thing they get a
I like
TV
Tony.
show, a little girl, you molest her.
I know.
You do 10 years, we break you out of that.
Joey. Be nice here.
Not that you,
Oh!
Jesus. Look at that. We need some
Fucking
water.
water
You know what
now.
that means? Trump won. Salute.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
It's
It's
true.
official. Yeah.
It is?
That's the spirits talking.
Oh, my
cocksucker.
God.
They're saying to be careful.
Here we go. Be nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go,
I'm
brother.
not saying nothing negative here.
Nah. I'm doing the Joe
I'm just
Pesci
talking-
thing. Be
I'm-
nice here.
I'm just messing with you people.
Fuck up here, Frankie.
There you go. You got a little water. That means something's going down here. That's a little blessing for you, Lee. Get a little water. Let me give you something right there. Salud.
Salud.
Salud. Look at
Oh,
this shit,
boy.
Lee. Look what you did, cocksucker.
I apologize.
No worries. You know I love you. What do you
Uncle
apologize for?
Joey loves you. Don't worry.
Let me tell you something, guys, all right? We've been working with these guys for a year. If you look at my drawers, I got thousands of pairs of this. If I go to jiu-jitsu, if I go to the gym, listen, if I put shorts on, I put MeUndies on. Why? A few reasons. Comfort, they keep me together, and they keep me dry. That is it. Picture a world where putting on a new pair of underwear isn't just fresh. You're stepping into a better day. You wake up in the morning, you come out of the shower, you're feeling positive. Bam! You got new underwear.
Oh.
It's the first thing you put on, the last thing you take off when they're all sweaty and they smell like 3 dead goats. But why would you settle for anything less than the best feeling underwear on the planet? MeUndies focuses solely on producing the most comfortable underwear you're ever gonna experience. My friends at MeUndies sent me a few pairs. Like I said, I got a drawer. And every month they send me a new print, and it's always different. I can't imagine wearing anything else, okay? It really makes each day a lot better. Included in the price of the underwear is the sweet touch of Modor, a special fabric with the best-in-class raw materials that are scientifically proven to be 3 times softer than cotton. They keep your nutsack dry, your muffler dry. They keep everything in place. You feel good when you wear them. I'm a fat fuck. I don't feel good when I wear underwear. When I put on MeUndies, I feel like a new man. These uber cozy undies are sold exclusively on MeUndies website, where you'll enjoy free shipping to the U.S. and Canada. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. After a limited time, for a limited time, everyone in my audience gets 20% off their first order, but you got to go to our special URL, MeUndies.com/Joey. Again, MeUndies.com/Joey. They're each touched with a Modor, a special fabric 3 times softer than cotton. With the MeUndies Better Day Guarantee, you have nothing to lose. So don't wait any longer. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now for 20% off your first order, all right? Again, MeUndies.com/Joey. The best underwear you'll ever put on, all right? Number 2. Lee loves this app because whenever he travels, he downloads his favorite magazines. I don't know what the hell he reads on there.
ESPN the magazine, I like it.
ESPN the magazine. He had something else from there. He told me one time. Well, the text app lets you tap into the world's most popular magazines anytime, anywhere, using your smartphone or tablet. Breeze through hundreds of your favorite magazines, including back issues, and pick the articles that interest you the most. Texture has made it easy for you to care about. I don't just read, Rolling Stone magazine. The Texture editorial team recommends content to me every day. Plus, I can dive deeper into personalized collection. Sign up for Texture right now and gain insider access to all the content from the world's best publication. The best part? Texture is offering my listeners a free trial right now when you go to Texture.com/Joey. That's right, a free trial. You'll gain immediate entry into all the top magazines, including back issues and, ready for this one, bonus video content. If this is your world, this is perfect for you. Start binge reading for free right now when you go to Texture.com/Joey. And don't forget the most important thing, guys. I need you guys for this. There's a big favor to me. I ask you guys for everything. I love you. From my man Blake out there in Columbus, Ohio. I never got to tell you how much I love you. Sam Blake, all you motherfuckers there, listen, I need a big favor from you guys. I shot my special in Chicago. Congratulations on the World Series, one of the best cities in the world. That's why I shot my special there. I need a favor. It's just you guys. December 8th, my special comes out, all right? There's a channel called CISO TV. It's tremendous. It's got the old Saturday Night Live. It's got original programming. It's got some stuff that won some awards. Do me a favor. My special's going to air there. If you sign up today, right now, you're going to get 2 months for free, and you get my special for free. And you're doing me a favor. So do me a favor. Go to CISO. What is it?
.com/Joey.
CISO.com/Joey. And press in Joey. Joey right now. As soon as the podcast ends, do this for me as a personal favor. Click on that you're interested in the special. When it comes out, watch it. Call me a fat fucking pig. I don't give a fuck. You did me a favor. That's why I love you, because you're doing me favors. We do each other favors. You scratch my back, I scratch your fucking back, and we all have a good time, all right? I need you to do this for me, all right? So I want to thank Onnit. I want to thank Texture. I want to thank CISO for putting my special on. Please go there and get 2 months for free, starting right now. Joey. And I want to thank MeUndies.com. And I'll see you motherfuckers at Foxwoods Saturday night. I want to thank my man Nick Turturro for coming down, cracking some jokes. I always love this guy with all my heart.
Thank you, buddy.
He doesn't eat any stars because he'll have a heart attack.
Yeah. My pleasure.
But we'll tighten him up.
All right. Looking forward to UFC.
Thank you, brother. UFC.
New York.
Oh, you going?
No, I like McGregor.
All right.
My man.
You betting him?
No, I don't bet him. I just dig him. I like him and the other guy, Diaz. That guy's funny too.
Who else you betting
Nate
on the
Diaz.
card?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to get into it.
Who you betting, Lee?
I'm not betting anyone. I was wondering if you took off why they took off Rashad Evans.
Well, they took off what?
Rashad Evans, do you know?
They took him off the card?
Yeah, something medical.
Oh, well, they know. I didn't know. Thank you for telling me. Listen, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great weekend. No matter what happens, you still got to push through your life. It ain't as bad as it fucking seems. It ain't Cuba, motherfucker. They're not going to come take your house and make you buy it back, all right? Thank you very much for watching and listening. I love you guys. I'll see you Monday. Stay blackish.